I actually do have a pretty fun topic of discussion for today. We do have Flaviel joining us for today's stream. So, just gonna give him a few seconds to join in for today, and we will be joining or we'll be starting the stream shortly. Speaking of the devil.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's been a while. I think we only really had the one stream. I think last week.
Yeah, man. It
was weird.
I kind of had a feeling going into Saturday I wasn't going to be on long enough to see if you had an opportunity to join on later on in the stream. But I kind of figured, you know what? Just in case I was going to be on long term, I wanted to at least send you a link as a backup just in case. You got home and like it's 2 hours in, 3 hours in.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I can't go in 3 hours anymore. That's just not possible.
Yeah, and luckily, of course, we can talk. Are we live now? I think we are.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So
I know as in the coming weeks, I am going to start slicing down the stream times, especially as that backyard behind me starts getting finished up. I'm starting wanting to use the pool and all that stuff more often, family time like I've been talking about. So I'm probably going to start doing like maybe an hour to hour and a half as opposed to, 2 hour to 3 hour streams.
Get your Wi-Fi router working and then work from pool float or something.
Yeah.
You can stream from your float, sit around. Hey,
at some point, I'd like to try and find some kind of router that we can actually put on the outside, like some kind of outdoor router that we could actually do streams outside and whatnot. Because once I get outside, like my phone does not work at all.
Oh, okay.
Like I've tried streaming outside, and
who do you have for a cell phone provider? Is it bad in your area?
I think I have AT&T if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I was kind of surprised when I switched to Verizon. It's not as good as T-Mobile in my house for some reason. I always thought T-Mobile was third, but they must be up and coming.
Yeah,
I might switch back to T-Mobile when my contract's up. I'm thinking.
I don't know. It kind of feels like when I'm back in Afghanistan or like Syria, like one of those buildings, because those buildings have like really thick brick walls or cement walls or whatever they were made out of. I think they're made out of cement or something.
Cement,
right?
I think is good because even cement don't they use for certain radioactivity and stuff like that. But yeah, it blocks all your signals, Wi-Fi or cell or both.
Yeah. So like if you're inside the building,
but you're not, right?
And if you're inside the building, like you can't use your cell phone. You can't get on your computer or anything like that. So you actually have to go outside the building in order to actually use that stuff. Now, if you're inside the office, they're connected to the actual landlines, and they're actually tapped into the actual power that way. But Wi-Fi itself, non-existent.
And anymore, you take that for granted. I think mine works to my mailbox, but I don't know how deep your backyard is. And it's just the one. They sell, what do they call them? We get multiple routers that talk to each other. Mesh network. Probably for most people that's overkill, but I don't know if that's something you'd need. Maybe not. I think one just newer router. Maybe if your router's a couple years old, maybe just getting a newer one with a more antenna or something like that. Hard to know. I don't know. Mine seems to be doing okay. Take it for granted until it doesn't work one day. And then you're like, oh, crap. Do I have to replace it? Do I reboot it?
Yeah.
But anyways, that would be pretty cool. So you could work from your porch. You could, because like Kurt, a lot of times when you guys are doing his stream, he's out on his patio and stuff, right? I think.
Yeah.
He's out there outdoors quite a bit. It'd be nice to
even times that I've tried to like do live streams or something outside, like, they tell me like, hey, your connection's going in and out, or like, hey, you gotta go back inside or something. And, the connection's fine from there. But I like to sit outside sometimes, and, have different areas to stream from. That way you're not in the same area every single time.
Got a nice new deck you want to show off, or maybe it's cold out and you're in the hot tub, or testing out your new pool or anything around it. Maybe you're sitting by the pool instead of in the pool, or having that option, or maybe just your driveway or your garage or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going
to. But
another project. So, they're working today. Did they stop by and do some stuff? What are you
Apparently,
talking about?
the contractors are supposed to be here like 7 o'clock. They said 7 or 8 this morning,
Ooh,
and
early.
they said they got here and they couldn't do anything because of all the rain we were having.
Oh,
The rain basically pushed all the mud that they had already dug up because the pool ended up collapsing in and of itself. Oh,
mm,
here's a PSA announcement for anyone looking for any in-ground or above-ground pools. Blue World Pools is not your friend.
mm,
Uh, when I was started talking about Blue World Pools, I'm like, you know what? This is a business that has been in. They've been in business for like what, 3 decades, 4 decades, something like that. They've sold like
okay.
25, 50,000 pools, something like that. So, they're not your. It's not a flyby pool company that nobody's heard of. They've been in business forever. They've had thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of transactions. They should be knowing what they're doing,
But
but their quality of product is horrendous. Their service is just as bad. Uh,
mm,
I thought I was getting a metal pool, durable, that was gonna last a lifetime. And when they installed the pool last year, you sit there, you knock on it. It's like drinking a pop can and,
oh,
crushing the aluminum can afterwards. It's like that's what it felt like knocking on it. This thing was so hollow and thin. I'm like, this this feels like I should go to Walmart and buy this for like $500 to $1,000 off the rack, bring it home in a box and assemble it together. That just feels like what this should be. This should not be some big $25,000 expenditure
right.
for
But that's not what
for
you paid
for this
for.
type of pool. It
Yeah,
just did not make no damn sense.
and all the water it has to hold back. I mean, that's the reason why, like my basement, they deliberately catch the water and invite it into the house to pump it out because the hydrostatic pressure of the water on concrete walls in my basement is what they worry about. Let alone flimsy aluminum can type, right? I mean, all that water is going to exert a ton of pressure. So you need to make sure those walls are strong, and apparently they're not. It sounds like, huh?
Yeah, and here's another thing that, Blue World Pools, when they do the installation, they don't tell you anything. I'm a first time pool owner, so like, you would think that they would spend a lot of time, explaining like, starter procedures, how to drain the pools, things that you need to know, chemicals to use, all this information. They don't tell
Or
you
offer a
anything.
service that does that, maybe at a reasonable
Yeah.
price if you
So
can't do it.
like I have to learn this stuff from YouTube or, go on to Google and like, hey, what kind of chemicals do I need to clean this pool and stuff like that because they don't supply you any type of information. Um,
Once the sale was
it,
done, they were too, I guess, right? Sale and install,
but
and then they walked away. That's it. We're done.
but but they're constantly harassing you, sending you
Oh, really?
email after email after email, text message after text message after text message. Please leave us 5-star ratings. Please leave us a 5-star rating. Please leave us a five. I'm like, dude, from start to finish, from setup to completion, uh, nothing that you guys provided was a 5-star service.
Maybe
Your
five out of
product was
100.
your product was crap. Your service was crap.
Yeah.
Your I mean, even the guys during installation, they sat around most of the time. They didn't show up when they were supposed to. Uh, so like even all that, like I had so many darn complaints. It was frustrating. Here's the thing. Apparently, once you add water to these pools, you are never for the rest of existence not allowed to ever take water out of that pool.
Oh, really?
I'm like, so what if I move and I want to take my pool with me? I have to disassemble it. Apparently, no, you're never supposed to drain the pool. I'm like, that's stupid. I should be able to drain a pool without it collapsing like
Interesting.
you're squishing a damn tin can. Because that's exactly what happened. I drained my pool. The water was disgusting. Not possible to get cleaned. Filled with leaves. I wanted to drain it, get it scrubbed out, cleaned to perfection. And as soon as I started draining it, the damn pool started caving in on itself.
Okay. That's when it happened, was when you start draining it.
Yeah, and
And they say it's
we
not covered
have this
because you're not supposed to
big,
drain it or something like
yeah,
that.
we have this big, beautiful deck built around it. So you'd think that deck that's built around it would keep it stabilized or something, but
Oh,
no, it still caved in on itself. I'm like, unbelievable. So
man.
we tried to reach out to to Blue World Pool to see if there's a warranty. Apparently, we did have a warranty. They told us because we drained the pool, the warranty was null and void.
That's what I was afraid you were going to say.
So they don't tell you about not draining the pool or anything. They talk you into this big expensive warranty you have to pay for, and then when something happens that you need the warranty, they won't cover the damages.
Unfortunately, like most warranties and extended warranties, they don't cover. Sounds like a good deal. Oh, it's even if it's a low price, but yeah, it's a great deal for them because they never cover anything. So, right? Oh, a $5 warranty on a $1,000 thing. Oh, that sounds like a great deal. Yeah. Well, no, it isn't because they're not going to do anything. They just collected $5 for free or whatever. I'm not saying yours is $5, but that's the point, right? And if they've never plan on servicing the warranty, they could collect $10. It's free $10. Oh no, because of this or that or the other thing, it's not covered. Oh, thanks. Why did it have the warranty again? It's Blue World, you said?
Blue World Pools, yeah.
So what's your options then? Do you have someone that can fix it? Bride of Chucky. That's probably your neck of the woods, isn't it? I'm not a big Chucky fan, but I probably saw that. You're a big horror fan.
Well, Neil has moved on from Poltergeist.
Who?
Poltergeist.
Who did? What? I missed that part.
He loves Heather O'Rourke.
So. Oh, Nito Ocampo?
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite because it scared me as a kid, was Poltergeist. I was at the right age for that.
I remember
It messed me up. Poltergeist did. Then later on, I watched some of the more classic horror movies that are like, oh, what was the one where her head spins? The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And like, oh, The Exorcist scared the hell out of me. And I watched them like, it's not as scary as Poltergeist. It probably depends on the movie. It has to be the right movie at the right age when you saw it, probably. And probably whoever I was talking to, they were at the right age. That Exorcist messed them up. For me, Poltergeist messed me up because it was like 82 or 83 or 84 or something like that. So I would have been like 5, 6, 7, right? So I would have been like the little boy getting choked by the clown or the tree attacking him. I'm like, that could happen to me. I'm his age, right? Very easy to see myself as the little boy. Oh,
Miss J. Indeed.
'Tis the season. Easter was yesterday. Man, Easter got here. I'm not super religious. Oh. It's definitely the season for it.
So, yeah, check this out. Yesterday, my wife and I we finished watching Bridgerton.
Is that a British show?
Bridgerton? Yeah.
I haven't seen that, so I don't know. I've heard of it. Popular, good, good.
Yeah, my wife, she Bridgerton me. I was talking about this on Saturday.
That was part of the Notebook discussion. You use Bridgerton, as a verb too. Yeah.
She notebooked me in high school, and now she Bridgerton me during our marriage.
Too many syllables. We need to shorten that. Notebook is easier. She notebooked you. She Bridgertoned you. I feel like there's too many syllables in there, but yeah. So, what's Bridgerton about? You talked about it in your video? I think I watched it quickly, but I don't remember.
I mean, it's high society, rich English people being married off to other high society, rich.
Okay, like what was that one?
Europeans, not necessarily British. They could be from like Wales or
but high society royals and stuff.
Germans or something. So
tell her she should be on the show if she wants to chime in. She can't chime in if she's not. No, I'm kidding. But is it like what was that one show on Netflix or something with the high society folks? Weren't they living in a big mansion and they had maids and servants and stuff? I don't remember. I don't remember.
I look at
years ago.
I look at Bridgerton and I just think it's a 19th century version of Gossip Girl.
Oh, really? That's a funny way of thinking of it. I haven't seen either, but I get the idea. Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's a Netflix version of it's a 19th century era of version of Gossip Girl. That's exactly what it is.
Did you like Gossip Girl? Is that a good thing for you or a bad thing?
Yeah, I mean, I watch Gossip because Gossip Girl is a CW show, and I watched everything WB/CW related.
So did you enjoy Bridgerton a little bit then? Did you see enough Gossip Girl in it that you?
I mean, I was ticked off once my wife put it on, and that was gonna be what she was gonna watch again all over. I'm like, God dang it!
That's why you gotta have your phone in hand. Oh no!
But once I started sitting down with her and watching it, I'm like, let's give it a whirl, see what happens.
Did you get into it at all then, or?
Yeah, I mean, it was fine.
Of all the TV shows you've watched, that was one of them. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Have you ever heard that? Like, oh, how was that movie? Oh, of all the movies I've ever seen, that was one of them. Makes it sound funny. Like, so you're saying it was good or bad? It's like, no, it wasn't that good. Oh no,
Mm-mm.
this wasn't the same person that was creeping on Heather O'Rourke, was it? I thought it was a different. If it was,
He probably just changed his name.
oh dang, because that person, well, saying it once is okay, but they said it like every 5 seconds, and I'm like, okay, say something new. We get it. You like Heather O'Rourke, creepy or not, she's passed away because the person kept talking about going to the rapture with her and stuff. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I got it. Now you're getting creepier. I didn't think it was possible, but yeah, you're doing it because she was only like 6 or 8 or something, right, when she died, or 10. She's definitely underage. So yeah. Anyway, so Bridgerton, you got Bridgerton did.
Yeah, and so now we have to find a new show to watch.
Oh, you finished it. Is it over or is it just you caught up?
Yeah, it's 4 seasons, so
They're
I
done?
mean, it'll probably be another 2 years before the next season
Okay.
comes out because you know how Netflix is.
Oh god, that's terrible. They're still going though, so it's not the end of the show.
Yeah.
Just you now have to wait another decade. They released their I don't know if you're a Tool fan at all, but Tool's nefarious for releasing albums every 8 or 10 years. So it's kind of like on that schedule. Oh yeah, Stranger Things season 6 will be out in 4 years. You'll forget what the show was about. And you're like, what was this again? Who are the people? I don't know. You have to rewatch the previous season to remember what you were watching to get ready for the new season. Yeah.
You pretty much got to binge the entire series just to get caught up. Because even if you watch the last season, that won't tell you anything really. Because you pretty much literally forget the entire show.
Yeah, well, and how many shows do you watch between now and 3 years from now when it finally comes out? Like, I don't remember what I watched. And that's where I kind of want to wait for them to be finished and then binge the whole thing, right? So then you're like, I don't know why, because they spend so much money on these. You'd think they'd finish them in a reasonable time. Back in my day, all broadcast TV, it was every year, wasn't it? The new season would start in like August, September, October. It would end in April, May, June, or whatever. And by the next fall, they were starting the next season, right? It wasn't 3 years from then. It's kind of interesting how it's gotten. I mean, I don't want to overwork these people because I think some of that does do that, but I think some writers and stuff don't have the story in place yet. So it takes them forever to write it, and then I don't know what else delays they have. I know it's first world problems, right? It's kind of like when you pre-order a wrestling figure and it takes them an extra 3 or 4 or 10 months or whatever. You're like, oh, come on, you promised the new CM Punk whoop-de-doo yesterday, and now it's going to be July. Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, we should probably talk about the Big Rubber Guys that just come out.
I've never heard. Yeah, I saw.
I'm gonna hit about that later on though, but not right now because we're about almost 20 minutes in, and I haven't hit on this topic yet. So I kind of have to hit on this before the regulars start getting angry.
Well, we're talking movies and TV shows. The movies work as TV shows thing?
Yeah, so
it's a good topic.
Right now that Bridgerton's over, we're going to start watching Welcome to Derry.
Oh, is that an Irish show or no?
It's Pennywise.
Oh, that one. Okay. I'm going to get confused with, I think it's like Dairy Girls or something like that. A buddy of mine.
Yeah, my wife watches that too because of Bridgerton.
That's the Irish show, I think, right? Yeah. That's totally not related to Pennywise at all, but that's funny that my brain thought of it. Okay. But Welcome to Derry.
And, it got me thinking, like, how many movies have been created in the past that had TV shows created from them? And you had actual actors reprise the role from the actual movies in the TV shows. Like, you've had A Nightmare on Elm Street, right? And then you've had, Freddy's Nightmare, the TV series. And you had Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger in the TV show.
Actually, I think he's been Freddy in everything but the remake, right? Where they had what's his face?
The 2010.
So it's been Robert Englund, yeah. Okay. Yep. So they have the same. Is it a Skarsgård that was Pennywise in the movies?
Yep.
Is he the same Pennywise in the show?
I thought in the TV series it was a different actor, but my wife looked it up. Apparently, it's the same actor for Welcome to Derry as well.
He did a great job as Pennywise in the show. So if they could have kept, or in the movie, so if they could have kept him in the show, they should have. I think I only watched the first episode, and it was kind of wacky, so I didn't watch the rest of the series yet. Welcome to Derry. Yeah, it was kind of wacky, the first episode. I don't know if you've watched it yet. It was a little too wacky for me. I don't know.
So far, just before the live stream, my wife and I made it through, I think, halfway through, like, episode 3 or something, or episode 4. I forget what we're on.
What are you thinking? You liking it?
What are we at? Episode 4? I guess. Yeah, I think we're on, like, halfway through, like, episode 4 or something.
So what are you thinking? You like it? You don't like it? It's good? It's bad? It's ugly? It's big? It's heavy? It's wood?
I have to look at it from 2 sides. If you are a fan of it, Whether
What?
you're a
Of
fan of the
what?
original
No.
1990s miniseries, or even if you're new era and you're a fan of the 2017 remake, you have to look at it from this point. If you're going off of that, where is that cast? You know,
Hmm.
where I want to see, freaking that Brandis kid. Hi-Ho Silver Away. Where his character, and Eddie Spaghetti and these guys.
Uh-huh.
Like where were those guys in the TV series? Like they're not there, right? You
When's
know,
the, when's the TV
like
show take place? Is it a prequel or is it a sequel or can you tell what time frame are we
no,
talking?
no, it's in the 1960s. I think the same
Okay.
as I think the original
Okay.
movie 1990s were in the 1960s as
I was
well.
kind of curious. I got lost when
So,
I saw it. Yeah, it's got an older look to it. The first episode I
so
watched.
like, hey, beep beep, Richie. Like, where the heck is Richie at? Like these characters aren't in the TV show, and what's getting frustrating is, hey, what's happening, bum?
Okay, we
Because
can start the stream. Bum's here.
yes, but so if you're basing it off the movie, it's really irritating because you're wanting it to fall in line with how the movie was.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could add as a TV show. So yes, you want to see something different. You want to see something more. You want to see something you didn't see in the movie that adds more to the story. That's incredible.
But continue the
But
characters and maybe the settings and stuff in the
exactly,
movie.
because that's what you're familiar with.
But this doesn't do that, I don't think, right? It's totally
No.
yeah.
But if you look at it from point B,
Mhm.
and I'll use Roswell as an example.
Oh yeah, I don't know Roswell. Was that another CW show? I think I missed a lot of these CW shows.
Yeah.
Problem.
So you had Roswell that aired on the WB for 2 seasons, and we moved to UPN for last season.
I did see part of season.
Roswell was one of my all-time favorite shows.
Okay.
And then in like the 2000 somethings, 2016, something like that, I don't know, 2018, whatever, CW brought back Roswell, New Mexico, which was a
they
remake.
did? Okay.
And Roswell, New Mexico, all the kids were grown up, they were adults. Max was like a police officer.
That's the one I've seen then. Okay, because I felt like I was missing something. I've seen a few of those episodes, so I missed the original show. But at least they're continuing the characters then.
Yeah, it's the same characters, but
they're just older. They're
but
adults.
it's not a continuation. It's a brand new show.
Because I think the daughter comes back to Roswell from somewhere and she starts working at the restaurant. Is that the
Roswell? Yeah, but she's a doctor. So
yeah, that's the one. That's all.
It's not a continuation of the original series. It's a brand new storyline, brand new concept, everything.
See, I was missing something because I never watched the original. I watched a few episodes of the Roswell. Yeah, I was missing it.
I'm aware, darling. Thank you.
I'll take some. What are we having? Are we having dinner?
She's like, it's based on the book. And I'm like, Roswell High, I think it's a book name.
I'll take dinner instead. I didn't eat dinner yet.
But
I'm hungry.
My favorite movie is Seed of Chucky.
Wait, I thought you said Bride of Chucky. You're changing your story now.
Nito, yeah, I didn't like Seed of Chucky. Like, I would say, one is definitely the best, in terms of Chucky. 2 was fantastic. 3 was a letdown. Bride of Chucky was better. Seed of Chucky was downhill. And then the rest of them was just kind of like
Two-Face?
I think they were just kind of like put together. So
Nito's not even logically internally consistent though, because Nito is saying Bride of Chucky. Now all of a sudden we're having a recount. Now Seed of Chucky. Stop the count. Stop the votes. What's going on here? Pretty soon you'll be like, I hate Chucky. I like Silver Spoons. Like, wait, that's not a movie. Wait, I like Silver Spoons.
Yeah, I got to get back to the Roswell because I'm gonna go off topic and I'm gonna completely forget what point I was trying to make.
So Roswell, New Mexico, continue the characters. Welcome to Derek. So, Team 2.
Like there was so many differentiations from the new series from the original series. And
Roswell, you're saying?
Roswell, New Mexico compared to Roswell.
Okay.
And it was so infuriating. Like I was really hating the show.
Oh, really?
Max was less powerful. Maria and Michael weren't a thing in the beginning. Kyle was a doctor, for example.
So they continued the characters, but it did make sense. What the decisions they made?
Their personalities were different and everything. So
like they didn't watch the original show and they just in name only continued the characters, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, so like when I was basing the new series off of the original series, I'm like, none of this, very little of this is actual continuation with the original series.
Mhm.
So
And
that
that's
was
why I didn't watch it.
infuriating. But after about the third or fourth episode, I'm like, you know what? This is a good show.
Hmm.
So what I'm going to stop doing is I'm going to stop comparing Roswell, New Mexico to Roswell. I'm going to let Roswell be its own show.
Okay.
I'm going to let Roswell, New Mexico be its own show. If I let Roswell, New Mexico be its own individual show and stop comparing it to this previous show that I loved and let it run on its own merit, let's see what it can do. And Roswell, New Mexico turned out to be this absolutely flawless series. Now,
it's almost
when I
like
said I loved
they're
it,
two shows in the same universe, but maybe not necessarily have to be related or something. I don't know how.
yeah. So I mean, what bothered, what I hated on it, why I hated on it so much was because it wasn't staying true to the original WB series. But like I said, it was a brand new concept, brand new idea. So once I gave it credence to that, I was fine with the show. And I think with it, Welcome to Derry, I have to do the exact same thing. I can either be mad because it's not following the movies, or I can step aside and say, you know what? It's its own TV show, its own series. Let it stand on its own 2 feet, its own merit, and let's just base it off of that. You know, it has absolutely nothing to do with the movies. It's its own storyline, and if based on these first few episodes, they've been fantastic. Like, it's kind of like The Last of Us. Like, my wife and I were also watching that. You know, we're only like an episode a day, but
that's a pretty good show. I think I didn't play the video game, so I don't have that reference. But it's a decent
but
show.
it's like
kind of neat. It's based on a video game.
Yeah, you're watching like The Last of Us. Every episode, you're watching this main character get killed off. Like, what the hell? Like the daughter in the first episode.
Oh,
you're thinking main character, right? She gets killed in the first episode. Then you're seeing the second episode, this other lead character, who's that Pascal guy? Pedro Pascal. His, I don't know, his significant other, for lack of a better term, in the show. You would think that she holds an integral role in the series. She gets killed off in the second episode. This man loses his daughter and his girlfriend in like back-to-back episodes.
Right. Okay, it's been a while since I watched that. Okay, it's funny because I was thinking of his daughter is kind of his adoptive daughter that's kind of immune to it. When you said she died, I'm like, no, she didn't. What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, I forgot his real daughter, his biological original daughter. Yeah, I mean, so I kind of like those end of days dystopian type. I don't know why. Maybe I'm a pessimist doomer, so I kind of like it when virus, like The Stand, the virus rips through and kills a bunch of people, or Last of Us, it's a mushroom, no fungus, whatever it is. Cordyceps. Yeah. I think we almost said that at the same time. It popped in my head.
You actually remember that?
Yeah, cordyceps. I think that's the biological term for. I think it's actually a mushroom or fungus, but yeah, that's the fun term, cordyceps.
I'm looking at your in Bum Shadows comments about RoboCop.
Yeah, I don't remember Chucky, but I remember RoboCop because I watched it again a couple of days ago or weeks ago on WrestleMe or one of those podcasts. And like, oh yeah, and he comes out and he rips open the cage and lets Sting out. And I'm like, oh boy, that was bad.
Cordyceps is a fungal virus.
Okay, there you go.
It's a fungus.
Is it related to mushrooms? Is that why I'm getting it mixed up or something? I don't know. I don't remember. I think
so because the way it reproduces is that like it gets into an ant, it controls the ant, and it go all the way upstairs, and then once it takes over the whole ant's body, it releases spores to infect more ants. So it's like, so it's airborne.
And what's scary is if you go down the rabbit hole, they talk about our internal body temperature is too hot for them to like reproduce and really take us over. But with climate change, global warming, whatever you want to call it, maybe they'll evolve the ability to live in our body, and then we could see a Last of Us. But I assume by that point we'd all be dead anyways. It makes the show better because you're like, oh, it could happen.
Hey, babe.
What are we eating? Is that a Kit Kat? What are we eating?
It is.
I'm hungry. Now, you didn't break it apart. Oh, a buddy of mine, I think his wife, he could like not eat the whole Kit Kat bar. Like just like eat one or two pieces. And I'm like, how do you do that? You like to open up the 2-pack of peanut butter cups and you eat one of them and then you put the other one away? Like, no, you can't do that. You got to eat both of them. It's not that much. Just eat them both. Like, no, I just wanted one wafer. I'll set the other 4 back for later. I'm like, what?
But you know what? Kind of thinking about that one topic with the new dairy, TV series. And you don't know how many. There's a crazy amount of TV shows that have been created based off of movies. I mean, hell, my all-time favorite TV series is based off of one of the worst movies ever.
Buffy?
Even though
Buffy's not that bad a movie, is it?
I mean, I love the movie.
Is it just because you love the TV show so much more than the movie, maybe?
No, I love the movie. I've never had an issue with the movie, but it was publicly disgraced.
Maybe I'm too young to think about it. I like the movie.
Probably because the whole Paul Rubens scene where after she stakes him and he goes over and he starts kicking the staircase. I mean, comedy, yes, but it was so stupid. And then, ow, looks at her. Ow. So lame.
The Three Stooges was not considered, intellectual comedy, right? And a lot of people love I don't like the Three Stooges that much, but I mean, they're hilarious to tons of people, right? It doesn't all have to be deep thought, deep thinking, deep jokes. Jokes work on multiple levels, sometimes simultaneously if they're really gifted, but what's funny is funny. I don't care. Sometimes a well-timed, well-placed, well-sounded fart is still hilarious, even as an adult. Even as a rapidly aging adult, sometimes farts are funny, even in real life. You're like, yeah, that's funny. Dumb and Dumber is a great example. I love that movie, and I'm not into slapstick comedy, but that movie works for me for some reason. Because if you think about it, a lot of them are still silly jokes. Like, I don't know. Some of them weren't, though. I mean, admittedly, some of them weren't, but
And I think that's one example with Buffy, where the TV show actually outshined the movie.
I think so. I think the TV show is more popular than the movie ever was, right? It's got more of a following, I think.
Go!
I can't think of a single TV show. You know what? Stargate. I think that's another exception.
I mean, Stargate's a great movie, but considering how many, they've had 3 or 4 or 5 different series of Stargate, haven't they? And then each one of those ran multiple seasons.
That's why. Buffy and Stargate, I think those might be the only exceptions where
the Stargate movie was really good, so that's a high bar for them to clear, right? I mean,
yep.
I like Buffy too, but I think Stargate was more well received as a movie than Buffy was probably as a movie, and yet the TV show still surpassed it probably.
Stargate SG-1 ran for 10 seasons. That was close to 200 episodes, I would say, or over 200 episodes,
which is insane. That's a long time. And then didn't they have 2 or 3 spinoffs too, like an Atlantis, and then maybe a third?
Yeah, Stargate Atlantis, which ran for 5 seasons. Stargate Universe, which I think ran for another 2 seasons.
And I think they had a few movies too on some of those too, right? So they actually had more movies, I think. I haven't watched them all. A buddy of mine used to trade tapes, and he would watch them back in the day. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize there was a Stargate TV show. Should I start watching that? I like the movie. I know none of the characters carried over. That's what's also interesting is that I think it's definitely the same universe, the same government agencies exist, but some of those are totally different than the movie. There's still a Stargate they use to transport themselves, I assume, right, around the universe or whatever. But no characters are. You don't have James Spader and Kurt Russell in them in the TV shows, right? Though you did have MacGyver. What's his face? Wasn't he in the original Stargate crossover? Or what was his name?
Richard Dean Anderson.
Yeah, I was thinking Dean Anderson. I'm like, no, I'm missing a name. I remember the Anderson first. Mr. Anderson from The Matrix. But yeah, MacGyver himself was in it for. Did he didn't finish that series? Did he? The first series, the original Stargate SG-1. Didn't he bow out of the show after a while or something? I haven't seen it because 10 seasons.
Richard Dean Anderson.
Yeah,
he left. I think around season 7. I think. Yeah, like that.
I didn't think he finished it. He was in there for a while though. That's another good example. We'll have to ask the chat then. Do you have any other good examples or maybe favorites? Do you like the TV show better than the movie?
TV show better than the movie?
Because that's what you're thinking, right?
I think that's pretty much it.
Or at least as good as the movie. Maybe we could have a tie. I don't know if it's better, but it was just as good. Because a lot of times it's disappointing.
Because think about it. I'm seeing clips for, Harry Potter, for example.
Yeah, so is that TV show going to be a remake of the movies, or is it going to be a continuation of the story? I was wondering myself.
It's
I
a
don't know.
continuation or a remake.
I'll probably watch it because I did like the movies, and I even read those books. It's kind of fun, free at Amazon. And my nephew really loves Harry Potter, so we'll probably have to watch it together. The '87 movie was terrible. '87 movie? Oh, Nito's changing his vote again. Him or her. Now it's The Ring 2. The '87 movie was terrible. What are we talking about? RoboCop? Just based on Tony's comment, I'm wondering what movie he's talking about. Hey, there's a RoboCop TV show. That I don't think that was better than the movies. I don't think.
Was there a RoboCop?
I think there was a season or two. Yeah. He-Man or He-Ans? I'm assuming that was that a typo? He-Man? He-An sounds like some other kind of dirty film or something. It sounds like a adult film of some kind. Actually, a lot of these could be. But
I mean, there's some
there was a TV show
that are like really terrible, like should never have been made. I mean, Friday the 13th.
There was a TV show, wasn't there?
I mean, there was like Warehouse 13.
Is that a continuation of Friday the 13th or in the same universe? Are they related?
No, but they're similar shows.
Okay. Because I've always heard my nephew said you need to watch Warehouse 13, and I haven't yet.
I mean, Warehouse 13, I love that show. I think I would definitely recommend it as well.
That's why I don't watch DVDs anymore. My nephew still collects them, but I'm like, there's so much stuff online I can't keep up. I've been reusing that Tubi connection. I found Perfect Strangers on there. And I was so young when that was on TV that I started watching it with Balky Bartokomous and stuff. I mean, it is what it is. The comedy is what it's going to be, right? But it's kind of fun to see them because they're in Chicago, which I kind of forgot. And I forgot that Family Matter is a spinoff of Perfect Strangers. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that was about Harriet, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was like the elevator operator. Because now I'm in the season 2 or 3 where we're at the paper instead of they were like at a discount store working the first couple of years. Now they're in the Chicago Gazette or one of the Chicago made-up newspapers, and she runs the elevator. And I'm like, wait a minute, so that is where the spinoff happens. I kind of forgot that Family Matters was based in Chicago, not filmed there. But as a kid, I didn't really pay much attention. Simpson, I thought the Simpson movie wasn't bad. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Bob's Burgers isn't a bad movie. It's probably about as similar as the TV show. But then that's movies.
Oh man, they seriously make a Bob's Burger movie.
They but those are movies after the TV show is already established. So that's kind of
yeah.
But really, I mean, a lot of times, like even the Simpsons movie could have just been 2 or 3 episodes of the Simpsons.
I mean, that's how I viewed it. Like it's just a super long episode.
It was, yeah. It was good. Spider Pig and all that. That was kind of fun. Does whatever a Spider Pig does. I mean, anytime Homer does something stupid. But like Tony's saying, it's unfair to compare him to the first, 8 seasons or so. Everybody has a cutoff when the Simpsons not quite jumped the shark, but diminished in quality. Though, really, the first couple seasons of the Simpsons are kind of you might be looking at them in rose-colored glasses, nostalgic, right? Because back then they thought Bart was going to be the seller of the Simpsons, right? It was Bart themed. Homer wasn't quite as dumb and incompetent. Then they said, wait, no, Homer's our main character. They switched main characters essentially.
Yeah,
Bart was going to be the main character, but Homer took over, and probably for the better. They're still finding their voice, or whatever you want to call it. Bibi Netanyahu. Wow, that's a similar. Anybody want to talk about Israel and Palestine? Brighten the mood the show? Probably not.
Man, is my eyes really that bad? Like I'm looking at this, and everything is like blurry, but it's also looked like it's backwards.
I expected mine to be. I'm on drink number 2 on an empty stomach. Are you drinking?
I'm not drinking anything, but like I'm looking at this and I'm like, I can't read that.
I'm still reading it okay. Like I say, I'm on my second drink already on an empty stomach. I didn't eat dinner yet. I expect the stream to go downhill from here. But yeah, I probably won't touch it. It's a tough situation. That's why it hasn't been solved in hundreds and thousands of years. Yeah. Israel's an occupier, but also they've been occupied. Palestinians are an occupier and they're terrorists. Yeah, there's no one's clean. But anyway. Well, I mean, it might impact you a little bit, Tony. We do donate to some of that stuff. Not troop-wise. I don't think we've ever donated troops, maybe equipment to Israel. Yeah. I understand the spirituality, religious parts of it, but man, fighting over a desert just really. If they weren't holy lands, I'd be like, why don't you move somewhere nicer? You know what I mean? Honestly, like, I mean that partly parts of. Well, you've seen a lot of Middle Eastern parts in your tours. Some of them are nice, but some of them are probably kind of bleak desert type areas too, right? That you've been to. How about add a third day to WrestleMania of Israel and Palestine? Hey, that would be better than like killing each other. Why don't we try it? Maybe I don't know, like a battle royal or something, or Royal Rumble. Have like 15 of each side entered randomly or something. No, Royal Rumble's a different pay per view. I got that mixed up. They have had pay per view. They've had battle royals at WrestleMania. WrestleMania 2, in fact. They've had a mixture.
Hey, I'm just going to ask this question real quick though, while it's on my mind. When I have that backyard set up, I'm just saying, who out there is coming out to here to visit me and having a darn pool party?
Oh, you're going to have some of us driving and flying? At least for me, I don't fly as well, but I could probably drive. Only a couple hours, I think. And then I could stop by Jim Cornette and have him throw me off his property. He doesn't like this. That might be kind of fun to add that to my Cornette scrapbook. Hey, I got thrown out by Jim Cornette. He got to cut a promo on me in live. No, I'm kidding. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Hold on a minute.
Oh, did 4 have a battle royal?
I'd want to actually take a video of that. That'd be funny as hell.
Wouldn't that be fun? I'll have to have my phone on when Jim Cornette yells at me. Like, I still like you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just wanted you to cut a promo on me in real life. You're right. WrestleMania 4, that was the Bad News Brown Bret Hart finish, right? Wasn't that 4? I think that was 4. Because I remember it was at Trump Taj Mahal, I think.
That's probably the one WrestleMania I've never seen. And I definitely want to see it because...
You like wrestling?
I don't think I've ever seen WrestleMania 4.
You should have had, because that's when Macho was...
I think I must have. Because...
Yeah, they're building Brent's face hood. Is that a thing? His face hood?
The Piper
really became face.
The Piper Bad News, that was the matchup, right? The Piper Bad News Brown matchup?
No, it was Bret Hart and Bad News, and Bad News crossed them. I think double cross, right? Bad News won it because he got the trophy, and then Bret smashed his trophy because I've
seen that.
Who did they eliminate? They teamed up to eliminate a third person. Hillbilly Jim or someone? Tony might remember. He's got a good memory.
But I don't know. But I keep seeing that clip on like my Facebook Reels all the time. But I don't know if I remember that because flashback, or if I just remember it because I've just been seeing it a lot on my Reels. But I'm the first time I saw it, I'm like, okay, this looks familiar.
I only remember it because I watched that OVP podcast and they reviewed it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that happened to WrestleMania 4 because I was a little shaver when it was on. Honestly, Bret Hart and Bad News Brown winning a Battle Royal wasn't really on the top of my list at that time. I was interested in the Andre Giant Hulk rematch and then who's going to win the title, right? It was a tournament for the heavyweight championship. All those things were at play. And I kind of forgot about the Battle Royal. I was a little kid. I don't know. And I think, did they win their tag team belts in that one too? Wait for Tony to chime in. I'm trying to remember. Maybe? Let's go with that. Yeah, sure. Demolition won it all. I'm going to look up WrestleMania 4 while we're talking. But
speaking of Demolition,
oh yeah. Well, are you done with the movie TV show thing? I don't want to get you off topic, but
no. I mean, that could be like the whole thing because there's like a million shows we could be talking about. I
like the idea of going the other way too, where a TV show works as a movie. I don't know if The Simpsons and Bob's Burgers are good examples, but there's probably some out there where the TV show is established and then they have a movie which is just as good, if not better. I don't know if there is any examples of that, but that'd be kind of
Firefly and Serenity works beautifully. Perfect example.
Do you like the movie better than the TV show? Or at least it's as good.
I will say I like Serenity only. Well, here's the thing: I like Firefly better because it has more time to enjoy the characters.
It's not fair, right? A movie's an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you got like even a short season like Firefly was 15, 16 episodes or whatever it was. It's a lot more fun and stories and things they can explore in their universe.
But the one thing I do like about Serenity more is you got to see, Summer Glau as this freaking badass, Xena, Buffy type, ass kicker, and not this crazy, fearful type. That always has to be caged up type of worrisome, character. And I thought that was freaking amazing. And you finally got to see who the Reavers were.
Yeah, okay. That was the first time it was in the movie. Okay.
And you found out how the Reavers came to exist. So
Are you going to use that in your wrestling line? Wasn't it something sounded like a Soul Reaver? Was that the idea?
Shadow Reaver.
Yeah. Okay. Did you base it on that, or did that pop into your head? Because that is a good name.
I mean, it just popped in my head, but I mean, I could use it from
You're
Firefly.
influenced,
Why not?
but I didn't think about that when you said Reaver, because I don't know Firefly as well enough as like you do,
Yeah.
or my nephew. He's big into sci-fi. But yes, I keep thinking about Soul, but Shadow Reaver is also cool. But kind of a
But
neat
you know
little
what?
comparison to Reaver.
T2, and then you look at the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
That was a good show.
Those two bleed in beautifully.
It just got ended prematurely on a cliffhanger. Those bastards.
Yeah, which I freaking hate. I'm like, unbelievable. And I was in Iraq, so I couldn't even watch season 2.
Oh.
And when I watched season 2, finally, it was 2010. I was in Kuwait as a contractor, and it was such an unbelievably good season.
I liked it.
That season finale, that last scene, I'm like, this is how it ends. Like I'm like, I wanted to throw the damn TV out the window. I was so mad.
It's kind of neat because it has a tie-in to Firefly, doesn't it? Sarah Connor. Do you remember?
What, with Summer Glau?
Yeah, I forgot. She was the Terminator in that, right? Yeah. I hadn't seen Firefly at the time, and then I don't know the main Lena Headey or something's her name. She later on, she's done a lot of stuff, including like Game of Thrones and stuff, but I didn't really know her real well. She played like Sarah Connor. Mm-hmm. And then her son played some other stuff too. I haven't seen him in a while, but no, it was a really good show. I enjoyed it. It was on Fox or one of those. One of the episodes had, I think, one of the other Terminators. I've seen him in other stuff too. I can't remember his name, but they had a really good Johnny Cash song that I hadn't heard before. That got me into Johnny Cash. It was kind of funny because they showed him, like, I think, beating up or killing a bunch of cops, which is terrible. But it was called like When the Man Comes Around. I don't know if you've heard that song. It kind of plays into your Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse too. It's a really good song. I didn't know about it. I think it's one of his later songs before he passed away. Might have even been on the album when he covered "Hurt" by Nine Inch Nails. Have you heard? Are you into Johnny Cash at all? Do you know who I'm talking about? I mean, the man.
Yeah, I know Johnny Cash. Yeah.
Have you heard his cover of "Hurt"? It's a cover, so some people might not even realize.
Yes, I have.
And I think he did release that after his wife died, so it was extra connotations. But it's a Nine Inch Nails song, which is totally opposite from Johnny Cash. That's why it's such a great cover. And I think even Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails. I like them both. I think I probably like Johnny Cash's better. Top Shelf Spirits.
None today, man.
Going green. A lot of rye whiskeys are in green for some reason. So I'm actually having a Bullet Rye in my green Yeti mug. But that was a great song. I love Nine Inch Nails, and I appreciate Johnny Cash from that. I probably like Nine Inch Nails more, but Johnny Cash has got some good stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to save the environment, one bottle of rye whiskey at a time. But no, it's a great song. Anyway, but The Man Comes Around is also a great song, and it's got that neat, like, Four Horsemen type thing. Maybe if Bum or you are make an AI video, like releasing your Four Horsemen line, you could look at. You probably can't use that song though, right? Damn it. I don't know if Johnny Cash's estate would let you use it. That'd be a great song for it, though.
Man, the actor from Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles, the one that played John Connor. I forget the actor's name, but I know he later played in the 2010 Nightmare on Elm Street version, and he was one of the kids that got killed.
Oh, really? Oh, in the movie, the remake with, who is the guy who played Rorschach?
Jackie Earle Haley.
Yeah, I can never remember his name, but he's got a serial killer name. It's perfect for some of the characters he plays. Though. His Rorschach is still great. I love his Rorschach. Was he? He was on a movie called Brain Scan. He was also in the TV. Oh, Eddie.
No,
Furlong.
not Eddie Furlong. That was 92.
That was the T2 movie. Yeah.
We talk about the TV series Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah, Ross, have you ever seen the TV show? It was really good. I watched it live, as it premiered. But he also was in another show which was short-lived. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that if we have time. What I did on Saturday instead of the live show. No, you just missed it, Ross. It's no big deal. Terminator's got a big, varied universe. Not all movies and such are good, but it's a good show if you check it out. I think it might be on Hulu, maybe, or it was at one point. But you might not want to see it because it ends on a cliffhanger. So just know that going into it, that you're going to be I don't want to use it. I was going to use a derogatory term, a sexual term. You might be teased to death because it ends on a cliffhanger. But it was good. It's got a lot of like Summer Glau from Firefly. This guy's been in a few things. Lena Headey from Game of Thrones and a few other stuff. She plays,
Sarah Connor.
What's her? Yeah, she plays Sarah Connor. But I'm trying to remember. Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You remember what's her name? She's sleeping with her brother in that show. She eventually. What's her name?
Cersei.
Yeah, I couldn't think of her name. She was made to walk naked through the crowd at one point. Boy, was she devious though. I still feel like their story ended poorly, like everything in the last season of Game of Thrones. But she was a badass character. But she was Sarah Connor, and before I knew who she was, she's been in stuff before. But it's kind of neat to think, oh, Sarah Connor, she's now Cersei's or whatever. Now I'm getting confused with the 300, right? Because wasn't there the main invading force guy, the Persian king? Xerxes, maybe with an X.
Yeah.
I'm getting it mixed up. Another decent movie where all the guys are hugely buff. The famous Scottish Greek actor. Yeah, I don't think she was. No, this was a dude that played a balding dude who was like, "Oh, I'm
Lena Headey.
She was. She was the wife of the main leader. Damn, that's pretty funny. Maybe that's why my brain thought of it. Yeah, she plays the wife of Butler's character. What's his name? The Scottish Greek guy.
Leonidas.
Why don't you just have her? Why isn't she on the show? She can help us out.
Yeah, why aren't you on the show?
Sorry.
What's the Scottish guy's name though? The actor Butler or something, right? Something.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, see, we didn't need your wife on that one. Have a seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, why you got? Yeah, but that's right. She was the wife. Damn, that's pretty funny. The brain works. That's probably why my brain drew the connection. Interesting. Kind of goes to show that she was an important character, but she clearly was secondary to the 300.
Hey, babe, give me a good movie and TV show.
I don't know.
All right.
That's why she's not on the show, I guess. Geez.
Damn.
Keep her around,
there's literally a million movies that have been transformed into TV shows, and I should have wrote down a damn list beforehand.
Did they make a Gremlins TV show? They didn't, did they? I don't know why that popped into my head. They didn't, I don't think. Dark Crystal. The Dark Crystal. Did you ever watch that movie? They made a good show on Netflix, but then Netflix canceled it because they're a bunch of bastards. You can quote me on that, Netflix.
Like a show like Ghostbusters, but I think Ghostbusters might have been a cartoon first and then the movie.
No, I think it was a movie first, and then they had an animated show to continue the movie.
Is that?
But I don't remember. I think I liked the movie the show because I was a kid and I wasn't that discerning, right? Like as a kid, when anything you eat has a lot of sugar, you're like, oh, this is the best thing ever. Oh, it's because it got a lot of sugar. I don't really care. It continued the characters from Ghostbusters, and it allowed me to probably buy more action figures. I know I had a few as a kid.
Because one thing that always bothered me as a kid is the fact that the green ghost was supposed to be, the Ghostbusters friend and whatever.
But he wasn't in the movie.
But he was like one of the biggest threats in the movie. I'm like, so that always bothered me. So
yeah,
Simon, thank you. And so that's what I'm trying to think. Did the TV show come out before the movie? Because
that's right. E. Ross has mentioned that Egon in the cartoon didn't look anything like rest in peace. What's his name? He went into directing. What's his name? In fact, his first directing was Caddyshack. What's his real name? Directed also another great movie, Groundhog Day. So him and Bill Murray got along quite well. I can't remember his name. He passed away. Harold Ramis. Haha, I didn't need your wife for that. I thought of that on my own. Harold Ramis. Have a seat. But no, I think his first movie he directed was Caddyshack, which was, I'm surprised that if you look at the history of Caddyshack, funny movie unless you don't like golf. But even if you don't like golf, it's a funny movie. But it's amazing that movie got finished. All the shit they went through. What? Oh, he did, didn't he? Yeah, that's nowhere near Harold Ramis. Blonde hair. Why'd they do that?
You know what?
All of out of brown, so we're gonna paint him in with blonde.
All of these TV shows based on horror movies, and I can't believe I forgot one of the best horror movie made TV shows.
Which I think you've mentioned before, maybe? You've talked about
Scream.
Oh, wait, TV show?
On MTV, they used to have Scream the series.
He was.
Now, the
didn't know
first 2 seasons were incredible. They were, somewhat similar to the movie franchise, and you had, like, the actual Ghostface killer, everything, and they had, like, a one-off, like, the second season ended, and then it came up with, like, a Christmas episode that kinda tied in, and you found out, like, hey, who the killer actually was, who was behind it all. And in season 3, they got rid of all the characters, they started fresh, it was like starting a whole new series all over again, and I hated that. That was stupid. So season 3 was really bad. I didn't like it. It wasn't my cup of tea for that one.
I didn't even know
But
they had a show. I was not into Scream though, so I probably wouldn't have watched it anyways. I've watched it since, but
yeah, but Scream the series, I think that would be, I would recommend that to any, viewer. That would be worth the watch. And it's a show that's worth binge watching too. Superfly El Snuka. That's what's up.
he's
right
got
there.
a new one for you, Rowdy Matt Piper. Yeah, Lance nick game is never not on point. Is that a thing kids still say? Fetch? What are the kids saying nowadays? 6, 7, 7, 8, 9? What are the kids doing nowadays? I don't even know.
The Warrior.
Hello, fellow kids. I am just like you. Now, Lance's nick game never disappoints. I thought I was clever, but I can't think of nicknames to save my life, I guess. I used real lawyery type words. Objection. Sustained. Habeas corpus. That's pretty good. Habeas corpus. Did Blade have a series? It feels like it should have. Did it? I don't know. I like the movies.
Which one was that?
It should be what, Blade?
Oh, Blade. Yes,
Bum
it did.
saying, oh, there you go. Bum and you. Yeah. Bum got it. Bum's asking, did Blade have a series? Yeah, I think so.
And I think that Son of a Gun ended on a damn cliffhanger too. Just one season. Son of a Guns.
Did it?
I think that was another MTV series, if I'm not mistaken.
Remember when MTV did music?
And they've actually put out a lot of really good TV shows, though.
It's funny though that. Oh, so does that count? Wasn't Joe's Apartment a TV show and then a movie? Though honestly, I think both of those sucked. I was not into either of those, but that was an example of a TV show and a movie. Joe's Apartment, wasn't it? With future slider Jerry O'Connell, I think, wasn't it?
I saw the movie way back when I was like 10 or 11, but like I don't remember a TV show of it.
I know the reference. I'm like Dennis Miller. I know the reference, but I haven't seen either. I assume both weren't that great. I wasn't into the Joe's Apartment. Wasn't it like talking cockroaches or something would help him get through his life or something?
Yeah.
That is Jerry O'Connell. Wasn't that Jerry O'Connell? Wasn't that future slider for a minute or two, Jerry O'Connell? Like future first slider? His brother took over?
MTV's only good show was Beavis and Butthead.
I feel bad because I don't like Beavis and Butthead that much. They really get old after a while. You're kind of like, yeah, I got it. Though, okay, that's a good example of a movie that was great after the TV show. Beavis and Butthead Does America. Was that their first one? That was a good movie. I actually liked it better than the show. Now, admittedly, I didn't like the show as much as everybody else did.
Yeah, my wife and I, we tried watching Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe like a few days ago. I think we only made it like halfway through the movie, and then we stopped watching it.
I think Bum's got another one. TV show might be better than the movie, Alien Nation. Great. That's a great callback. That's a deep cut. We need to make some references on that one.
For the first time, one of my friends in Afghanistan, he told me about that Alien Nation. I think that was in like 2017. He told me about that. So it had like, so yeah, it had like 2019. The first time I ever saw that.
The Human's partner. Anybody remember? I already said it, but maybe you weren't listening. Anybody remember the partner of the Human in that show? They were detectives. Because it kind of mimics what's the island in New York where they renamed a bunch of immigrants back in the 18 and 1900s? You come from, Europe. Was it Rikers?
Ellis.
No, Ellis. Rikers Island's totally different. That's where they send prisoners. Though it sounds like it was very Cattleish, prisoners-ish, but they would rename you. Like you'd come from Ireland or Scotland or Gaelic, Wales with a Gaelic name. You're like, no, we're not going to call you that. You're going to be Joe Smith. Oh, thanks. But they did that with the aliens in Alien Nation. His partner was named Sam Francisco. They renamed him. That always stuck in my head for some reason. But I think the TV show might have been better than the movie. What do you think, Bum? Bum mentioned it.
Like,
Bum Love
he
Jerky
likes
really likes
Snooki.
Snooki. Which is the opposite of Jason. Jason can't stop complaining about Snooki.
Well,
Right?
my wife
Right,
loves Snooki.
Oh, really?
What? No.
Is that
Well, you
code?
don't love Snooki?
Hell no.
She's not like your favorite person ever?
She's like a slut.
I think she definitely very much is a slut. I don't know. Like is probably too soft a word. No, I should besmirch her fine character, her upstanding. I mean, she sells her character for money, so what can I say? Or she did. Hey, that's a wrestling tie-up. Snooki was in a WrestleMania, wasn't she?
Was she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody remember the WrestleMania though? I don't remember.
That beats.
I don't know if Bum and Snooki would be a cute couple, but I don't think Bum's wife would appreciate that.
Would be a cute couple.
Unless is Snooki still around? She must be doing stuff. I don't know what she's doing. But no, she actually wrestled in. Yeah, I don't know if it was WrestleMania. I could be mistaken, but she definitely was in a pay-per-view level event. That sounds like an Extinction event, like the pay-per-view level event when the dinosaurs died. Did you know that there's still some suggestions that maybe the dinosaurs weren't killed by an asteroid or meteorite, whatever it becomes when it hits the Earth? Because that dinosaurs are actually dying out before that KT boundary, where the asteroid or whatever hit in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. It's kind of interesting. I've read up a little bit on it. It's kind of fun. Though that's not the worst extinction. The worst one I think was the Permian extinction. I read a book on that. That was kind of cool. Volcanoes in Russia apparently led to that one. Killed off like 90% of all ocean life and 85% of like. Actually, that led to the dinosaurs, I guess, because they said the oxygen levels decreased at the surface. And if you remember, there's a dinosaur bird relationship. And what are birds good at? Flying at elevation where there's less oxygen. Birds were better at less oxygen, and that's why the dinosaurs took over, because there was less oxygen on ground. So like you have huge. It was kind of interesting how it all kind of plays together. And then when the dinosaurs were killed off, I think that led to the rise of the mammals. Right? So we might not be here. I'm not saying if you believe in evolution, but at least that's what the fossils tell us. That's where I think I would like to, if I had a time machine, go back and find out how close are we with our theories. How close are we that the dinosaurs were killed off by XYZ, or that these guys were killed off, or I think they expect, what was the one, like a gamma ray burst killed off? There have been a few extinction events, and one of them led to like, at one point, eyesight really wasn't a thing, which is weird to think about. People, organisms weren't looking at each other with their eyes, so there wasn't a lot of variance in colors and that sort of thing, but something had led to die off that eyesight became a big thing, and I forget what it was, but it's kind of fun to think about. I don't know how close we are, right? It doesn't have an impact on my day-to-day, but it's fun to think about. Bum and Snooki. If you don't remember the WrestleMania Snooki was in, yeah, I assume maybe that's why I don't remember, Ross. I think it was a WrestleMania, though. I think it was that level of event that she was in. Because WrestleMania is also the one where Vince would always want to bring in celebrities for. Is probably why I think it was a WrestleMania, right? It's not like, oh, it's Survivor Series. We got to bring in, George Steinbrenner or Donald Trump or whatever, or Pete Rose. Pete Rose appeared quite a bit. Or Dennis Rodman. Is he the election this year for the Celebrity Hall? Who was the celebrity? I think it's Dennis for the Hall of Fame. Wasn't it Dennis this year? Yeah, because you had a video. You talked about one of your videos, Dennis.
It got me thinking about Bastion Booger.
Yeah.
Because I keep seeing this Facebook post that says Bastion Booger was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
I don't think so. Was he? I don't think so. Bad news.
And
is Brown.
If he was, does that mean that I can't use the Bastion Booger name on my carding?
I think it's too late. I think you can. You've already signed a contract. So even if his estate said, yeah, we're going to sign a Legends contract, your contract's already out there or whatever. You know what I mean? What's interesting about, the Hall of Fame is kind of junk now anymore in the WWE, but somebody pointed out, and this is egregious, Cyndi Lauper is not in the celebrity wing of the Hall of Fame. You can make a point, MTV cutover. You can make an argument that WrestleMania wouldn't be around anymore if not for Cyndi Lauper and the MTV Rock and Roll Revolution was a big deal back in '80, right? Why is she not in the Hall of Fame? That's amazing. I'm like, really? She isn't? Why wouldn't you put her in? Her and Captain Lou Albano, he was in the musical video. She had to cut over with Wendy Richter and all that. That was a big deal. They had a pay-per-view level event on MTV. I forget what it was called, Rock and Roll Wrestling or something like that. Before WrestleMania, I think, or maybe after WrestleMania 1. It was a big deal. I think was that an April Fool's joke, maybe? I didn't get it. I got one. Somebody on Facebook said, oh, I just got my AEW Big Rubber guys. And I'm like, Really? I didn't notice anything. It was posted on April Fool's. It wasn't the best of April Fool's pranks, but oh yeah. Hey, you don't have a Bundy LJN, do you yet? You didn't get him, did you?
No.
This
No.
Friday, though, I think us suckers who pre-ordered might actually finally get our Wave 2 shipped.
Or they're going to send you an email that says, sorry, we had to cancel your order. I'm seeing those messages all over the place.
I am nervous. I'm hoping, though, because the credit card, some people are suggesting, what if your credit card expires or changes or something? Because they will periodically charge your credit card. I haven't paid for the things I pre-ordered. Target's a nice one that they don't charge you up front for the pre-orders, which is cool. But they poke at your credit card every once in a while, like, let me charge you. Oh, it's still working. Okay. So I'm wondering if they canceled the people who unfortunately the credit card changed or expired, something like that. But I just gotta charge this weekend. So I think I'm okay. It is Monday though. It's not Friday. So if I don't get it there, I'll get them eventually, I guess. They're just toys, but it would. Wait, sorry, Jason. Sorry, Jason. No LJ in here. I first read no line here, and I'm like, why would Jason complain there was no line? Is that much? Is Jason that big a complainer that he'd rather stand in queue if you're British? That's pretty funny. Lance with the nicknames and the Jason. So does Jason know that you've got the complaining gimmick that you tell about him? Does Jason know about that, Lance? Or is he down? Actually, he probably complains about it, right? No, anyway. I can't do it justice. That's Lance's gimmick. I can't do his gimmick. I like to use wrestling terms. If I can only work kayfabe into my regular work discussions at work just to blow people's minds, because kayfabe's such a weird word, I'd like to work that into a business meeting this week sometimes. I feel like Pee Wee Herman. Word of the day was kayfabe. See if you can get somebody to say kayfabe.
Oh God.
He's complaining. He went meta, did he? He meta complaining about complaining. I feel like that creates a black hole, and then he would complain about not being black enough or not dark enough. Or
man,
too much energy.
Somebody send Jason a link and tell him to come join us for a live show once or twice, man.
That would be pretty funny. I got Shiny up here. I'm gonna check that. I don't give a crap. Too many monitors. That would be pretty funny.
Have him jump in the stream. They're assholes. What's going on?
Oh, Jason. He probably over there complaining. Why don't those assholes invite me to their stream, sons of bitches? Over complaining about it. Can't believe Waddy doesn't invite me to his stream. Why does he hate me?
That's good stuff.
He hates me. Like that one XFL player. He hate me, or he hates me. They hate me. What was his name? He had a funny name on his back. So what do you think? Wrestling figures? Do we have any more movie, TV show crossovers? Bum's got a few. Well, I'm waiting for Bum to have another deep cut like Alien Nation. That was a pretty good one.
I mean,
that was a good one.
I'm trying to think.
The Star Wars Christmas special, does that count as a one-time terrible TV show?
I'm trying to think like something like Beauty and the Beast.
Do they have a show?
Would something like that count? Because the TV show predated the movie, and it's not the same thing.
I feel there was a TV show, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, but it was.
What was I doing?
It was with Ron Perlman and.
Was it live action?
Yeah, Ron Perlman and Linda Hamilton.
You're right. There was a TV show. Holy cow! That's a bum level deep cut right there.
But the movie was, a Disney animated movie where the TV show had absolutely nothing to do with the movie itself.
It only lasted like a season or two?
I want to say 3.
What a great reference. I totally forgot about this show. That was a bum level deep cut. Not to be confused with a deep cut in your bum, which you don't want.
Ew.
I like it when I kind of rearrange the words in a phrase and it's funny.
You don't want your asshole sliced.
Did you not hear that? That feels worse than like between your fingers, your toes? That feels like a worse paper cut, like a bum level paper cut. It was right there. I had to take it. All I had to do was run a permutation analysis in my AI and I could just rearrange the words and say something funny. Yeah.
I don't know. Did Emma Watson do a good job as Belle in the remake live action movie though?
I never watched it.
Like I thought she did a fine job, but am I saying that she did a fine job because she's a fine actress, or did I say she did a fine job because I'm a fan of hers because of Harry Potter?
Yeah. I feel silly because she's probably 40 or something stupid now, but she always looked like a kid. So I feel like weird when I'm like, I kind of got a crush on her. She could, she could just say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I'm like, oh, that was great. Good job, Emma. I really enjoyed it. But she always looks so young, no matter what she is. But I haven't seen that movie, so I feel terrible. Was it?
Nah.
Yeah. The Linda Hamilton, the lady from Terminator. Yep.
No, Lance, I disagree. I love the show. I think the show is great. I mean, Vincent had like a second sight, and they did actually remake that Beauty and the Beast on CW.
I don't know if Linda Hammond's the good choice for Belle, but Ron Perlman's a great choice for the Beast.
Well, right? He wasn't a Belle. She was.
Oh, she wasn't. Okay.
No. Ooh. What?
Some sort of cop.
No, she was a lawyer.
Oh, okay. Did they have Belle in the show, or was it just the Beast?
No. Well, they don't call it. I don't think the Beast has a name in the animated TV and animated movie.
Ron Perlman's a good choice for him, though.
But his name is Vincent in the TV series, and the female's name is
Google.
I can't Google on my live stream.
We're not Googling. That's what you're here for. Your wife's supposed to be the part of Google would be played by your wife. And then the credits roll, they'll be like Google. Like, whoa, I've seen her in all kinds of live streams. Oh, I didn't know she played Google in that live stream. That's a little meta. Going a little meta over here. Little meta. Wouldn't be prudent not to go meta. That was a terrible W Bush. Which was the father Bush? HW.
Yeah.
HW. I get them confused. We need to have. Could you get what's his face on here? He does a lot of good impressions. What was his name? Dana Carvey. Get him on here to do the impression, so I don't have to.
Dana Carvey.
Nagada. That's probably older for the kids, though. H.W. Bush. Who was that? I remember W. Bush. Will Matt Fly ever hang out?
For the Poodle Club.
Legit.
Well, we're talking about, I guess, a pool party maybe in the future.
There you go.
I'm not too far away. Probably a couple of hours drive, which is good because flying sucks. I'm not a big fan of flying. I always fall. I always jump on my roof and I fall. I'm like, oh, man, I never get to. Actually, that would be better than modern flying, I think. That's a great cut, though. I totally forgot they had a live action Beauty and the Beast TV show.
They've had multiple. They had that version back in like 87 to like 1990, and they had a remake, I think, in like 2008, I want to say. Or 2014, 2012, something like that. The remake was was with Kristen Kruk, and I think that show lasted like 5 seasons.
She was the cop.
She played a Terminator as well, didn't she?
Kristen Kruk.
You're confused with somebody else.
No, Kristen Kruk. She played in Smallville, and a bunch of other shows.
She played in Smallville and you remember that? When I can't remember the show, I always like to do. What was that? What did you say? Oh yeah, she was in her. I didn't catch that.
Well, I know she was.
Oh, she's Canadian.
I know she played in Snow White. And,
no, she was not. I'm thinking of somebody else. She was not Terminator. She's Canadian.
Well, she did play an attorney in that Canadian show.
Yeah,
I don't.
In 2009, she portrayed Chun-Li in the American martial arts film Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. She played Chun-Li. How about that? Born in Vancouver to 2 landscape architects. How lucky is that? Her father is Dutch. Her mother is Chinese, born in Indonesia. It is kind of funny because you always talk about like purebred dogs and stuff, but almost universally, the best-looking humans are always quote-unquote mutts. They're like a mixture of just all kinds of stuff, and you're like, wow, I don't know how you like. She's fairly easy on the eyes, and she's like a Dutch, Chinese, Indonesian. Yeah, mixing the genes usually ends up being a good thing, doesn't it? But no, now somebody else I was thinking of was a Terminator, and I think it was Terminator 3, maybe. Terminator 3, Return of the Jedi, Terminator 3. What was the prequel? What was the third Star Wars? I can't remember. There was Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Search for More Money. What was the third one? Anyway, I can't think of Star Wars 3. Star Wars 3, when Darth Vader goes crazy. High Ground, Star Wars 3 High Ground, was that what it's called? Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, Sid's going into the Hall of Fame. Sid Justice, Sid Udy, Sid Vicious, however you want to call him. I think, is Sid Udy his real name? Softball.
Sid Udy, yeah.
Wasn't that his real, official name? But I've known him as Justice and Vicious as well, so however you want to call him. My problem is kind of like with the Baseball Hall of Fame. So, as Cubs fans, as you can tell, I got a Cubs shirt on. Ron Santo, he argued for years and years to get in the Hall of Fame. And then he dies. And then a year or two later, right, let's put Ron Santo in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, motherfuckers, put him in when he's alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Put him in when he's alive. Same with Sid. Sid's dead now. So, let's put him in the Hall of Fame. Bad News Brown, also dead. Oh, let's put him in the Hall of Fame. Well, yeah, so I'm sure his family and kids, his state are happy. What's his name? Paul Bearer was put in posthumously. Of course, he died young, so. And in fact, I think, unfortunately, both of his sons are dead now, too. His wife died first, I think, of breast cancer. Then he passed away. Now both of his sons died young.
Well, they did the same thing. Look at
trying
Pete
to brighten
Rose,
up the live stream,
Pete Rose has been trying to get unbanned for 30 or 40 years. And
he's dead now,
he finally died. And when he finally died, then they said, you know what? We're finally lifting the ban.
Oh, thanks. That's really brings, thanks. Pete rubbed people along the way, but if you're looking at pure baseball talent, Pete should be in the Hall. There are much worse people in the Hall of Fame. Ty Cobb comes to mind. That guy was a terrible human. But look, guess what? They said he was a tremendous hitter, played great defense, admittedly before your time, before my time, before everybody called Cat's time. But he was a great player. So guess what? They put him in the Hall of Fame. Even Babe Ruth was kind of a jackass at times, though he did donate a lot of time to kids. But could you imagine not having Babe Ruth in the Hall of Fame? That'd be we're oh, no, we're not going to have Michael Jordan in the Hall of Fame because he used to gamble on golf. Really? You're not going to have Michael Jordan in the Hall of Fame? Okay. Pete Rose, all-time hits leader. Nope. He's dead now. Oh, yeah, let's put him in the Hall of Fame. Okay. He would have loved to have been in the Hall of Fame. Why can't we just be nice and put him in the Hall? Let's put him in the Hall of Fame. Especially WWE, where everything's scripted. The final, the match end game is scripted. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Did Bad News deserve to be in the Hall 5-10 years ago when he was alive? What has he done since he passed away that now he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? He had enough wrestling figures made after him? Why now? Why didn't you do it when he was alive? Did I miss anything? Nothing wrong with Burger. Hey, the Whopper's still pretty good, right, Bum? Nothing wrong with Burger.
Love Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
We could go to Burger King. Do they still pass out the paper crowns? That'd be kind of cute.
I
hope so. Those things, even as a full-grown adult, I would still kid the F out and
that'd be kind of fun.
And happily wear the hell out of those suckers.
Their Whoppers are still good. I know the Burger King.
My wife would be so goddamn embarrassed if I walked into a damn Burger King, sat down, ordered a darn lunch and sat down with it.
Yeah. But would she be embarrassed if she also got a crown? I don't think so.
I think she would.
Come on. A nice paper crown. You don't have to wear it all day.
She would look at me like, you're a grown-ass man. Act your age.
Was it Revenge of the Sith? It was Revenge of the Sith, right, Haley? I think. Star Wars 3 was Revenge of the Sith. Good call. But no, I still love the Whopper. It's a very good sandwich, I think. Maybe the meat quality is more rat, less cow, because cow prices are expensive, but it's a tasty rat. I also loved Demolition Man, so I'm not no offense to rat burgers. Everybody remember Demolition Man? The 3 shells? You didn't know how to use the 3 seashells? John Spartan, you've been fined 1 violation of the verbal morality code, where Sylvester Stallone starts cursing so he can get toilet paper to wipe his butt. First movie I ever saw Sandra Bullock in. Wesley Snipes, Sylvester. Oh, it's a great movie. Dennis Leary playing the underground. Oh, Demolition Man was a great movie. I don't know why.
I think Speed was probably the first movie I ever saw Sandra Bullock in. At least the first one I can remember.
Speed in France? Speed.
Sped.
That's an Eddie Izzard joke. He
Sped.
likes to tell those. Yeah.
With the extra.
They didn't
with the
call it
extra
Royale with cheese. They just called it Speed. Dennis Hopper, Sandra Bullock, Keanu Reeves. Who was his partner who may or may not have survived the movie? In case you haven't seen it,
that Lloyd dude.
Yeah, Lloyd Bridges from Dumb and Dumber. There's a callback. See, the professional comedians like to call that a callback when you refer to material from the previous part of the show. I love callback. Yeah, because in fact, Jim Carrey's character, his last name was Christmas. Was it Lloyd Christmas or Lloyd? Because I always remembered if he got together with that redheaded lady, her first name was Mary. So if they got married, her name would have been Merry Christmas. They don't really call that out. Jeff Bridges, yeah. I think so, yeah. He may or may not have survived the beginning of that movie.
Lloyd Christmas.
Was it? Yeah, it was Lloyd Christmas, and her name was like Mary Swanson. Remember, because he fills up the luggage. Oh, what was her name? Maybe it's on the luggage. It was like Swanson. Maybe it's on the luggage. Samsonite. Oh, I was way off. That's. I don't know if they still make luggage, but they did make luggage at the time. I know my Dumb and Dumber. In fact, I met the guy who played. How did they know I got gas? He played like the evil henchman. I met him at an XFL game in Chicago, of all places. Bigger fella. What was his name? Damn it. I went to see a Chicago game in the XFL before they collapsed and closed.
I only remember because he's the guy that tried kidnapping all the freaking dogs from not Cujo. What the hell's that movie?
The 101 Dalmatians or
what's the movie with all the dogs that
we're all over the country tonight, fellas.
Oh man. The guy that sat in the middle of the car and they kept screaming in his ear.
Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, but he was in another movie where they were kidnapping dogs.
I don't think Pizza Hut's as good as it used to be.
Beethoven, thank you. Yeah, he was in Beethoven.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he plays a good bad guy. A good bad guy? A bad good guy? A good bad guy? I forget what his name was, though. But Dumb and Dumber, excellent movie. Hey, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? I'm not going to do it.
I bet my wife can make that sound.
Can you? I don't know if he ad-libbed that, but the most annoying sound in the world? Yeah. Yeah. I used to play basketball quite a bit, Lance, but I'm a chunkier fella, so probably football was my best sport.
Frenchie. Hey guys, I'm probably gonna end up shutting down at 1:30 or an hour 30 minutes.
No.
So
we got 2 hours.
I do want to hit on that one topic that Haley brought up about Roger Clemens.
Oh, okay.
Because I love baseball, so it's a good topic for me to close on.
He got hit by the steroids, right? Him and Sammy and
that's some straight up BS, because I don't buy any of this whole steroids improves your numbers so much, so exponentially that you wouldn't have become this mega performer, superstar, elite, Cy Young,
he was
MVP
before.
type. Consistent.
I mean, he was before steroids, right? He was a Cy Young winner and great pitcher before steroids too.
When you look at guys like a Roger Clemens and a Barry Bonds,
Barry was a tremendous hitter as a young.
They were perennial Cy Young winners. They were perennial MVPs year in and year out, Gold Glovers, etc.
Yeah, Barry could
so
do
you know what?
Stolen bases, even too.
It might have made you a little bit stronger, help you hit the ball a little bit further. Guess what? You still got to catch up to that 99-mile-an-hour fastball coming at your head. And as a pitcher, you still got to be able to go out there and actually throw that pitch 95, 99, 103 miles an hour, however fast you got to throw it, okay? You still got to work out, and taking shooting steroids in your arm or whatever isn't going to automatically make you Superman and allow you to throw it so much faster and all that. So you still got to put in the work and the effort.
You still got to lift weights. It's not like steroids. Like if I start taking steroids today and I didn't work out, it's not like all of a sudden I'm going to be Barry Bonds with my huge, 24-inch pythons, brother, or whatever. You still got to work out. Even if Hulk Hogan took steroids, it's not like he could just take steroids and go eat bonbons like he's married with children, right? You got to work out. It just allows you to recover faster. So they're still working out. They still have to have the hand-eye coordination to hit the ball, or to read the pitcher, or to work the count. You still got baseball, right? Clemens still has to throw the ball. And in fact, muscles could get in your way. I could imagine if you're a muscle-bound like weightlifter, probably throwing a baseball, that motion probably is not very conducive to throwing a ball really fast. You got to be flexible and wiry and that sort of thing too. So, especially for Clemens, obviously he got bigger, but I don't know if steroids would have helped him as much as it would have Barry Bonds or McGuire. Still got just a tad.
But look at Rogers' history,
Still got hit the
man.
ball.
20 strikeout performance. I believe he won a World Series or two. Made it to the World Series multiple times with multiple teams.
Never with the Red Sox, though, unfortunately, I think, but with the Yankees, definitely, I think.
He won with the Yankees. I think he won with the Yankees. He definitely won with the Yankees because he beat the Mets. He was back in the World Series again with the Astros.
Yeah.
The
Astros.
He has at least 5, I believe, maybe even 7 Cy Young awards. So he has like 4,000 career strikeouts. I mean, I think he and Greg Maddux were like the last 350 game winners. I think they both have like 355, if I'm not mistaken. I mean,
could see that.
What more does he have to accomplish in Major League Baseball for him to go into the Hall of Fame? He should have been a first ballot, 100% guaranteed.
Did he actually fail a drug test? Was he in Balco and all that stuff, or is this just the allegations of steroids in his case?
I think it must have just been in the Falco or case or whatever it was.
Yeah, because I know definitely McGuire, Sosa, Bonds, Palmeiro, some of those types definitely were in the Balco or whatever it was called.
And all those names you just mentioned, to me, they're all first ballots.
They still had to hit the ball. They still had to hit for average. I mean, a lot of those guys hit for average, too. Steroids ain't going to help me hit for average, I don't think. I mean, if I'm a bigger, stronger guy, I'm going to hit – my pop-ups might go further, but I still got to work out. I understand you don't want to push steroids because then young kids will start taking steroids when they're 12 and 13 and 14 and they turn into Lyle Zada and get brain cancer and die. But or superstar Billy Graham, right? He was on steroids before it was fashionable. It can shorten your lifespan, so you don't want to encourage that. But you still have to have that performance in baseball. Steroids are not going to help me hit a fastball or a slider or a curveball or take a walk. Barry Bonds took so many walks. Stolen bases. Bonds played great defense and stole bases better than Sosa stole bases in his early career before it became disadvantageous to steal bases. Right, he became more of a power hitter. McGuire probably didn't help him as much, but Bonds was more than just the steroids, and he could hit for average as a Pittsburgh player before he even learned about steroids. Bonds was an amazing hitter. I mean, he's not my favorite player, but you could see why he should be in the Hall too.
So Haley's asked about Miguel Cabrera, and I think that's Maglio Ordonez. So obviously, I know Maglio Ordonez better from the White Sox, and how the White Sox let him walk, I don't understand.
Cabrera was better, I think.
I remember Maglio being an excellent right fielder.
Reggie Jackson, Mr. October.
Yeah, and
Reggie.
Great power. I mean, Maglio was a potential to be a Triple Crown year in and year out. I mean, that's like a guy that could hit 330 with 30 plus home runs, 120 plus RBIs year after year. So, the Tigers, they got a hell of a player, even though the contract, when you actually look at his production, hasn't really filled out that way. But I mean, he was still an awesome pickup. And Miguel Cabrera may not be a Gold Glover over at third base, but for the years that the Tigers got him from the Marlins, I mean, they were the team in the early 2000s or mid 2010s, whatever, because of Miguel Cabrera.
I mean, I hate him because he was on the team that beat the Cubs in '93 or whatever, but he was like 5 years old when he was on the Marlins, right? He was so young, doing so well, Cabrera. But the name drop, and Ross mentioned it with the Orioles, Rafael Palmeiro. I'm pretty sure his first team, but he was definitely on this team before the Orioles. Do you remember what team he was on before the Orioles? And they said he never hit for power, so they traded him or let him go. Yep, he was a Cub. Rafael Palmeiro. I think they tried him at left field and first base.
And
Ricky Henderson. That's another good player. He might have.
And he's only played for the Orioles and Rangers throughout his career, man. Like he kept going back and forth between those guys.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Ross knew Cubs. Yeah. As a Cub fan, because you look and you're like, oh man. Of course. Anybody remember thinking of Ricky Henderson, Lou Brock? Anybody remember Lou Brock for the Cardinals? You know what team he started with? I'm leading the witness. He asks knowingly. He was a Cub. Lou Brock. Yeah, they traded him for like a bag of donuts. They traded him for like a bag of donuts and a few golf balls. Yeah, the Cubs have not been very good at sometimes their talent management's been. Though admittedly they got Sosa from the White Sox, so I have a seat, White Sox. He was also a Ranger. There's your Ranger. Right? I think he was a Ranger, then a White Sox, then a Cub. Sammy. I know he took steroids and all, but that whole thing he did with his lips, kissing his family and stuff after a home run, that was so fun. And the home run race with McGwire, though, I wish he would have won it. Though, arguably, Sammy was probably a better home run hitter in that prime because I think he had 3 or 4 60 home run seasons no one's ever done.
He had 3.
It gets lost because McGwire had the most, and then Bonds beat him. But Sammy's, I think, had the most 60 home run seasons of anyone.
Yeah,
it just so happened he never led the league when I think he hit those. Every year is like somebody else hit more. It's like
that's and you just said it. That's crazy, right?
Isn't that weird?
98, 66, beat by McGwire 70. 99, he hits 63. He's beat by McGwire 64. In 2000, he hits 50. And that year, he actually leads all of Major League Baseball. In 2001, he hit 64. His third season in 4 years with 60-plus home runs. And he's beat by Barry Bonds 73.
Oh, was that the year Barry did it? Oh, jeez. Yeah, isn't that funny?
And I'm like, what? Why? How?
Just terrible luck. Yeah,
but nobody will ever have, in terms of power, nobody will ever have a 4-year run the way that Sammy Sosa did.
Yeah, and then he's not in the Hall either. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. I guess they're just going to ignore it. They've ignored it so long. They're just going to be like quietly not talk about McGwire, Sosa, Palmeiro, and Clemens and Bonds and them. And that's not the only ones. There's a bunch of other people that got wrapped up in that. But Andy Van Slyke. I don't think Van Slyke ever was a Cub. I remember him with the Pirates. So. Maybe the Cardinals at one point. Yeah, so you talk about 20 strikeout games. No offense to Roger Clemens, but probably the single most dominating game I've ever saw was Kerry Wood. The 20 strikeouts against that Houston Astro team, the Killer Bees, like half of their roster batted 300. And he made those guys look like children. That one game, he struck out 20. All he allowed was an infield single. Should have been a perfect game. Remember the Kerry Wood 20 strikeout game? It was amazing. I mean, his curveball was doing wonders. It made like Craig Biggio. Was it Derek Bell? What was the guy Bell's name? Bagwell. Yeah. Those guys look stupid. They look like they'd never played baseball before. And this was like his rookie year. So you're thinking as a Cub fan, like, oh my God, we got like the next Cy Young. And then of course, arm troubles, and I mean it's hard. That's why you got to give props to your Maddoxes and Clemenses and even your Tom Glavines and all those guys that have long careers. Pitching is hard on it. They'll talk about, because my sister is a softball and she still coaches and stuff. The softball arm motion is a lot easier on your shoulder than a baseball arm motion. It does terrible wonders for your arm. Right, the baseball motion is not quite nearly as fluid as the underarm softball motion. Not to say those softball players still can pitch like crazy. But it's a lot easier on the arm. I guess maybe that's a more natural movement for the arm and shoulder and stuff. But yeah, Rhino. Yeah, I remember Rhino had that I think it was an errorless streak. He even beat Roberto Alomar because we used to get in the debates. Was Alomar better or was Sandberg better? And I was partial to Sandberg as a Cub fan. Alomar was great though too.
Alomar has too much of an anger problem.
He did. Yeah, didn't he spit in somebody's face and got in trouble for it once? Yeah. I don't think I could ever see Rhino get angry at anything.
So,
he'd like shoot Rhino, and he'd be like, "Oh, that's okay. I was in the way. No big deal."
All right, guys, I am headed out, but
what?
I'm not going to go out this very second. I do want to ask one quick question before I head out, though. I'm going to give my top 5, and I also want to hear your top 5 because I'm interested. Now, this is only based on, who you grew up watching, based on, your opinion of who you saw. This isn't like history or anything like that.
Ooh.
So, if you were building a starting 5 rotation, Cubs rotation, who would it be?
Oh, dang, of all time?
Based on who you've seen. So, like for me.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, right off the bat.
The first pitches count if he was old and retired? No, I'm just kidding.
So, like for me, it's easy right off the bat. Number 1, 2015, Jake Arrieta.
Oh, that was a great year. Yeah.
He wants his daddy.
Hey, Jake Arrieta, he was an Oriole before he was a Cub, so there's a little switch, right? Instead of Palmeiro, they got him from the Oriole.
Jake Arrieta, 2015, 22 wins, Cy Young, leading the rotation, 1.6 ERA. Oh, yeah. Number 2,
Tremendous year. Very important.
I'd probably go with
And
2001 John Lieber.
Oh, that's a good call.
And
People forget Lieber.
I don't remember his exact numbers, but I think until Jake Arrieta, I believe John Lieber was the last Cubs, 20-game winner until Arrieta won 20 games.
Is this only starting pitchers?
Yeah, just starting pitchers.
Okay, just kind of solidifying the rules. Okay, so no like Lee Smiths or anything like that.
All right, so my number 3, I'd have to go with 98 Kevin Tapani.
You're even calling the years. Wow, that's a deep cut.
So I would say, Kevin Tapani won 19 games in 98, the year the Cubs made the playoffs, and he should have been a 20-game winner. He probably could have won more.
Was that the year they had to beat the Giants in the play-in game? Was that 98? Yeah. Gary Gaetti and all that? Okay.
Yeah.
Some of it's coming back.
And he even hit a few home runs, including a grand slam against the Braves that year. So you know what?
Did he that year?
Kevin Tapani even had the bat.
He got that Arrieta Zambrano on him, huh? or Glavine and Maddox famously, Chicks Dig the Long Ball, that commercial.
Yeah. Number 4, I got to have Kerry Wood in there, but which year Kerry Wood? I want to say 98 because Kid K was like the most dominant, and it's pre-surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So I think but he was a 13-game winner in 98. Was that better than his 2003 run, let's say?
That's a good cut.
Because 2003, you had both Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor both dominating for the Cubs that year.
Pryor, what could have been?
So would I say 98 Kerry Wood, or would I say 2003 Wood and Pryor? But I'm going to say 98 Pryor, 98 Wood, 2003 Pryor to fill out my rotation.
What would you say? Hootie, no, not Hootie. Dave Matthews Band. Sorry. What would you say? Yeah. Okay, that's more Bum's thing. I think he's the music guy. That's 4, right? I wonder if you're going to forget someone. I don't know if I can name years, but there's one glaring. Well, there's 2 glaring omissions already. You're not going to have room because you've already named 4, right? I'm not. I
have Mark Pryor at number 5 for 2003.
So you did miss 2. So Greg Maddux has to be in there somewhere. I don't know. I know he's better as not a Cub, but he's just had such a great career. I don't know if I could name years, but maybe if you just gave me top 5 starting pitchers. Greg Maddux. And then I've seen him, and maybe he's a deeper cut. I don't know where I'd rank him, but Rick Sutcliffe. They traded him from the Indians in 1984. He went like 16-1. Right. And that was like the first time they've been in the playoffs in like forever. You remember Rick Sutcliffe? He might have been before your time. And he famously hit a home run in the playoffs against the Padres in game 1 or game 2. It was the game they won like 16-1 or 17-5 or something like that. Rick Sutcliffe and Greg Maddux would have to be in there. Kerry Wood would have to be in there. Yeah, Arrieta would have to be in there. That's 4 already, right? I'm thinking Sutcliffe, Maddux, Wood, Arrieta. Who's the 5th? I gotta think. Who's the guy they won the World Series with? Lefty, John Lester. Maybe?
John Lester.
Just because they won the World Series, he gets a little extra credit, maybe. You didn't name him, so I think I'll put Lester in there. I don't know if his stats were as good, but he was important. He was a veteran presence. They probably needed that because they had your Chris Bryants and all these young guys, right?
Yep.
Zambrano at moments, but he's not. I don't know if he's got the longevity. He was a fun pitcher to have around, but he could be kind of annoying, right, Carlos? It's kind of funny. We name all these guys that could also hit weirdly, right? Your Arrietas, your Sutcliffes, your Zambranos. They could occasionally hit a home run or something silly. Oh, for Matt, another Wood, Travis Wood hit a playoff home run that year in 2016. He's not a good enough pitcher, but he was important. Oh no, okay. I'm going to take Lester back. Who did Travis Wood replace in that game? The game he hit the home run. That's a deeper cut. Do you remember who the starting pitcher was in the game that Travis Wood came in and hit the home run? Kyle Hendricks. He probably doesn't have the career, but it was such an important game. I'll probably put Kyle in over John just to be different. The game 6 against the Dodgers that made him to the World Series. Kyle Hendricks like Kerry Wood, made the Dodgers look pedestrian. And I like him and Maddox because they're not Roger Clemens. They're not going to throw the ball past you. They're not Aroldis Chapman. They're not throwing the ball past you. How are they getting these guys to look like children? They look like the Dodgers look like literal children out there against Kyle Hendricks. Game 6, their season's on the line. The Cubs haven't been in the World Series since right?
1945.
And he's the professor. He looks like a guy like you or I could go out there and pitch, right? He's like, oh, I'm going to throw my 84-mile-per-hour fastball and make these guys look like children. I think he gave up like 1 or 2 hits. He beat Clayton Kershaw was the starting pitcher against him. Huge game. He shut them down. They didn't even need the bullpen that day. Because you're used to the Cubs blowing it. And he had such a great starting performance that, you just like, you could put the ball boy out there to pitch to finish the game. It was such a great game. I still got mad that Madden took him out early. And then in the World Series, he had some good stuff. So I think I'll put Kyle Hendricks in there just to be different.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Lee Smith. Here's the thing about Lee Smith. If you're talking about all-time favorite, greatest lineup and whatnot.
Oh, Bob Gibson was amazing.
Lee Smith, he's going to be up there in the closer spot, or at least somewhere in the bullpen. But
yeah, he was a closer for the Cubs.
He was on the Cubs at some point during my life, but he wasn't someone that I watched when I was a kid.
Rick Russell,
late 80s, which means I would have been yay tall.
I think he was a closer in 84. He was definitely an earlier pitcher, but you said starting pitcher, so I left him out.
Yeah.
Because like Rick Russell,
he was 84. Pitcher. I wasn't even born yet, so I was only trying to include pitchers or starting pitchers that I actually watched growing up, and I kind of talk about, like, let's say 96 to now. And as you can see, when I started naming names, I started at 98. So 96, 97, obviously didn't have anything of note there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who did we have from 96, 97?
But the
Jeremy Gonzalez was probably like your best pitcher. Jim Bullinger.
Oh, I remember him. I think he hit his first hit against the Cardinals, a home run. I think I actually saw that.
Jamie Navarro in 96, maybe.
Yeah, Jamie.
Oh my God! And then the White Sox signed Jamie Navarro for 97, and he was supposed to be like the big offseason signing.
Okay.
And he was one of the worst pitchers in history of Major League Baseball.
Who would you say? Who was it?
Jamie Navarro.
Yeah, but I think he was they said, oh, he's a rising superstar. He'll be great for the Cubs for years.
And then the White Sox traded Navarro to the Brewers, and I think they got who did they get for him? Scott Podsednik or no, it was Carlos Lee for Scott Podsednik.
I think a dozen baseballs.
No, it was Cal Eldred and Jose the shortstop, Jose Valentin.
Are you sure
that's who they got for him?
It wasn't a bag of donut holes, maybe some Timbits.
That right there. That's got to be the greatest scheme, the greatest thievery in professional baseball ever.
Oh, baseball. Okay, I was going to say football. We got like a Ricky Williams, Herschel Walker. We could talk about.
No,
baseball.
The White Sox trading Jamie Navarro, the worst pitcher imaginable, to the Brewers for a elite power hitting shortstop, switch hitting shortstop, someone with excellent defense, even though he commits 10,000 errors a season, but a switch hitter with power for both sides, capable of putting up 25 plus home runs a season, 80 plus RBIs, more if you want. You want him at third base, he'd be a third baseman. Shortstop, second base, you want to put him in the outfield, he could do all that. That straight up would have been a horrible trade. But they also got Cal Eldred, who was like, I don't know, he was like a 12, 15 game winner for the White Sox. I mean, he was a stud pitcher. And I think they even got another pitcher for him. Like, I think it's like a 3-for-1. But it was at least a 2-for-1, Eldred and Valentin for Navarro. I'm like, the White Sox get fleeced so often, but that one, they actually came out huge on top.
Could we go back to that Brewers that didn't know how to manage a baseball team? Because they're managing a baseball team super. Yeah, I might have talked too fast, Bum, but yeah, the professor, Kyle Hendricks. I'm overrating him a bit because that game 6 was just super big. And there's so many memories wrapped up in it. And it was such a dominating performance. And it probably gets swept by the rug a bit because he didn't have the 20 strikeouts that Kerry Wood did, and it wasn't a no-hitter and all that stuff. I think you mentioned some. They're not Cubs. Bob Gibson never played for the Cubs, but yeah, he was a super great pitcher. But he played for the Cardinals, so he's dead to me. No, I'm just kidding. Rick Russell was a good pitcher for a while, but that was even before my time, I think. And I don't know that he had a long history with the Cubs as far as like. Well, I mean, the Cubs weren't good enough. I was trying to think of some of the other Cubs pitchers, like, was it Scott Sanders or Sanderson? I'm trying to remember my 80s Cubs pitchers. Rick Sutcliffe's the only one that you would probably say, yeah. Because they traded for him midseason in 84 against the Indians, I think is who they got him from. And he proceeded to go like literally 16-1, if you look him up. I think I'm correct, or 15-1. It was a ridiculous stat. It was a Kevin Arrieta stat. And that was the first time they're in the playoffs, literally since like 1945. So, I mean, it's a big deal. So I'm probably overrating some of these more important years or performances. Your Kyle Hendricks's. Maddox has to be up there probably because I wish they would have kept him. Kerry Wood has to be there because that game was just so dominant, and he still pitched for long, right, with Mark Pryor. But it was even better than Kyle Hendricks's, right? That 20 strikeout game, and he was not facing a little league team. The Astros were a solid hitting team that year, and he made them look like they looked like golfers out there trying to play baseball. Your Bagwells. They had the killer bees, Biggio and Bagwell, and was it Derek Bell? I'm trying to remember his name. I think it was Derek.
Yeah, Derek Bell. Uh-huh.
And they all hit like 300, 310, 340, whatever it was, some ridiculous number. Bagwell with his funny stance. I remember trying to mimic that playing baseball. It was weird. But I mean, he made them look childish. And I think it was really only the third baseman kind of bobbled an infield hit, and they gave him a hit, or else it would have been a perfect game. Not even just a no hitter. It would have been a perfect game. But it is what it is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was
4 minutes. They're starting tonight. So tonight's the final game. Go Michigan, I guess.
And that was a leadoff single by Ricky Gutierrez, wasn't it? Leadoff infield single.
That sounds familiar, like in the 8th or 9th inning. It was late in the game, right? Or 7th?
No, I think the first hitter of the game had an infield single.
That would be funny. I can't. That's weird that I don't remember. I think, was it early enough that at least he did. Well, so it probably helped him. He didn't have the stress of maintaining a perfect or no hitter, right? So he could just strike out everyone after that. I mean, you realize there's only 27 outs in a 9-inning game, and he struck out 20 of them. 20. Only 7 people put the ball in play for an out. The rest of them didn't even put the ball in play. These guys are getting paid. They're professionals. You know, and a lot of them were longtime expert professionals, and this was Kerry Wood's like first or second year. I think it was his rookie year, but I think it was his rookie year.
It was his 5th career start, yep.
Yeah, 5th career start. And you're like, this dude just struck out 20. No one struck out more. Clemens has done it, I think, once or twice. Randy's done it once or twice, but no one struck out more than 20. He's up there with them. He's tied with them. He's tied with Randy Johnson and Roger Clemens, 2 of your all-time best pitchers. Kerry Wood. If only he could have stayed a little bit healthier. Maybe if he was on team. Yeah, Michigan versus UConn. I think I'm going for Michigan because hasn't UConn won like 2 of the last 4? I hate Michigan in football. But I mean, Big Ten is around me. You know, it's a Midwest team. I don't really have anything against UConn because they don't compete in football. But to make it interesting, you have to root for someone. So I guess I'll root for Michigan. Though they did cheat in football a couple years ago with Jim Harbaugh, so maybe I should root against them. I don't know. I could be persuaded. We didn't talk wrestling figures at all. You still want to talk BRGs, the demolition?
Yeah, we were supposed to, but
we could talk Wednesday.
Yeah.
I did pre-order them because I'm a sucker.
I'm holding off on getting any of those. I see that the guys in the red trunks were already sold out, and I'm like, damn, already?
The young
I was gonna see if those were gonna be on order for like the entire month, and I was gonna see if I could get them at the end of the month, but I got on the website today and they were sold out. I'm like, god dang.
Remember we talked, it was kind of a goofy, it's like a pre-order, but it's limited to $750. So I don't know, is marijuana legal where Cardona and Myers are? Because it's kind of a goofy, like I'm not sure. Like, why is it a pre-order for a limited run? I'm at lost. Did they get Vern Gagne and Magnum TA from Powertown? Like, hey, this is how you should run things. Oh, okay. Is that too soon? No, yeah, so it was a limited run. I did pre-order one, even though I'm not a big fan of the tag team. I just know that if I don't pre-order it, I will have be forced to try to catch it in the secondary market. I don't know. So they issued repaints of Macho King and Axe and Smash. Because it's demolition, I'm like, okay, it's 50. And luckily, it's only $50 only. Did you pre-order? Is it still pre-order? They have a variant of the Slaughter General Adnan. I saw you post it. I don't know if Bumps posted it yet. Did you buy that instead?
Yeah, I ordered that today.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I ordered one set. I don't plan on opening it.
That looks pretty sweet. I don't have the original one either, so I'm wondering if I need to make a package deal. Get the original Slaughter and 2-pack, and then I haven't yet. I just got a bunch. I think I just got a Grapplers and Gimmicks package today. I took advantage of one of their sales, and I got 5 figures. Demento, McMongo, McMichael, Danny Spivey. I think one of the Quangs, and then I'm trying to remember what the 5th one was. There's kind of a grab bag of stuff. Oh, who was the ECW guy with the cane? Sandman. Probably because of bum boxing. I'm not a big Sandman fan, but I like the figure and I like the cane that he raises above his head. Yeah, but he wants an arm and a leg for Strike Force, right? Grapplers and Gimmicks wants like $1 million for that Strike Force tag team. I'm not sure I want to pay for it. I don't like Tito that much. Uh-oh. Are you coming back, bum? Is that it? Oh, you got to do the reset. That was the hour 50 mark. I'm glad we stopped the show 20 minutes ago. Only 10 more minutes, Mom. Come on.
Yeah.
Dad.
I am going to stop it right here, though.
So maybe on Wednesday, we're up for Wednesday. We can talk maybe wrestling figures a bit. Maybe more baseball, though. That's fun. Even though the Cubs haven't started off super well.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of lost track of where they're at, but I assume that they have a losing record right now.
Like 4-5 or 5-4. The problem is the Brewers are like 101 or something. They've like not lost much. That Bad News Brown KWK looks good. I'm not as big a KWK fan as some of the other retros, but I might have to pre-order the 2-pack. They look pretty good. And I'm not even a big Bad News Brown fan, but I've got the BRG, and I'm like, it would be nice to have it. I'm a big, for some reason, that's what I'm going for. I've got like an LGN-sized version of that person. I want this mini one. So like I got the Coco Beware G&G to go with my Coco Beware BRG. And of course, all the Macho, I get almost all the Macho retros now because he's such a great dude. But I've got the Bad News Brown BRG, which I didn't pre-order, so I don't have their rat. But I think one of those comes with a rat, the KWK ones. Maybe I should order 2 then.
And BRG also has a new Macho Man, like a new Macho King. And I'm like, God dang it. Here's a new exact same figure with just a new repaint. And I'm like,
I feel terrible, but I mean, it's Macho and it's Demolition, so I pre-ordered all 3 today.
And I'm like, all that money. I'm like, damn, it's killing me. I actually moved all my stuff out of the storage room and put it in the garage and started hanging them on the little pegboards. Now, if I want to pull something out, all I gotta do is go look at it on the pegboard, look for the series, and just grab it off, pull it off the pegboard, and it's there. And I am, I don't know, maybe I'll do a little walk around and kind of show what the lineup looks like now. But
yeah, because you got such an impressive collection, it's always good video. I think I'll probably stop collecting Mint on card. I'm even nervous about my LGNs because I think Wave 2 I ordered 3 or 4 of each. I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't have done that because Mint on card takes up so much room. I'm already have too much stuff. I really should like with the BRJs. I only order 1 and I open it up and I even throw away the bubble because I know I'm not going to sell them. You know, I'm either going to donate them, give them to someone, or keep them. So I'm like, I'm not going to sell them. I'm too lazy and my time's worth more than trying to sell them. I'm just not into eBay. You know, so I'm like, Mint off card takes up so much less room.
Yeah,
but it's kind of fun to collect stuff. So I'm like, damn, I'm torn. I definitely only order 1 of the retros and open them up. Though I think I have a few of the WrestleMatics because I think I like AJ as a dude. So supporting him, and he's a smaller business. So I have a few of his Mint on cards still. I don't know if I'll keep that going because I don't want to be owned by my stuff. I want to own the stuff. I don't want the stuff to own me, right? You know what I mean? It's a fine line. It's a delicate line. But those LGNs look so cool because I know I'm not going to ever buy the Mint on card original LGNs, so this is my chance. Yeah. So it is kind of fun. As soon as they started handing out the black cards like candy, I'm like, oh damn it, Target, why'd you do that to me? It literally, I don't know if Series 2, we'll find out. But Series 1 was literally 50-50. You order 2, you're almost guaranteed to get a black and a blue. You didn't have to chase them. I didn't have to go into any Targets. I didn't have to worry about any local Targets having them. You're almost guaranteed to get 1 of each. That was amazing. I still needed Cena blue mint because my blue mint Cena is not minty. I want to open it up, but I'm waiting until I can get a blue mint, and then I'll be done with Wave 1. But Cena is so hard to get. What is Mattel doing? I know I say this every live stream, but how are they successful? Like, are they accidentally successful? You would think, hey, all these sell out all the time. Maybe we should make more of them. Nah, like, why would we want to do that? People might buy them, and then we would make more money, and people would buy our stock. Why would we want that? Like, I'm not an MBA, but I would think they would teach that in business school. if they're sold out, you should probably make a few more because people want them. Supply, demand, curves, and all that stuff. Graph them out. And that was fun. The first time I did take a business class because it was required by my major, I'd already had calculus. So when they talked about, I think it was marginal cost, marginal benefit. This is very nerdy, but it's a derivative. But it's kind of fun because I already had the math, the calculus to say like, hey, is this what you do? So there is some smartness to business. It's not all just about, oh, I'm a huckster and I'm a businessman, but there's some math that you can use. And it was kind of neat to actually see that. And he's like, yeah, we teach you about calculus in later business courses. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take those. I'm only taking what my major required, right? I'm only taking the business 101. That's it. I think it was micro and macroeconomics. And then problem is with business, they want to apply science to it. But so much of it, even if you think about your personal household and when you buy stuff, there's so much emotion tied up into when you spend your money that sure, a slap of science on it and it sometimes holds. But man, if you love steak, you're going to pay up for it, right? Even if steak prices are through the roof. Maybe you love eggs and you don't care that egg prices are through the roof. You're going to buy eggs. It's not so simple as like, oh, I'll just buy chicken instead of steak. If you love steak, you're buying steak. I love ham. So probably if ham prices went up, I'm like, no, I'm going to buy ham. You know, how do you capture that in the science of your personal spend? Look at all these wrestling figures I bought. Are those smart moves? Who wants to say? I enjoy it. So I enjoy I like it today. I got eight. I think I got like literally 8 figures. I'm like, so I'm trying to portion it out. So I like open up 1 or 2 a day, like Christmas or like, the 12 days of Christmas or Hanukkah. Like I'll open up 1 a day instead of opening them all up. I used to open them all up the same day I got them. Like, no, I should spread it out. Kind of like what Bum does with his videos.
Yeah.
So it's a present or a prize every day. Oh, look, I get to open up Sandman today. And tomorrow I'll open up another Macho or whatever.
Sounds good. Shoot.
Well, that was a good reference for Bad News Brown. The zombie one was rough. Don't we know that?
Damn, now we are way too close to 9 o'clock. So now you know the deal.
Oh,
9 o'clock. Now we have to wait till exactly 9 because I have OCD about that.
Bad News Allen's finish or Bad News Brown? Did Allen have a different finish? Didn't Brown have the Ghetto Blaster or something like that? They really played up the inner city. Wasn't it called the Ghetto Blaster or something like that? Do you remember Bad News Browns? Haley's got the question. You might get it better.
Yeah, I saw it. I've been thinking about, but I couldn't remember.
Both? Is it not the Ghetto Blaster? Is it something else, Haley? I'll give up. I don't know that Waddy wants to. You still thinking? You still noodling? Close your eyes. Inhale, exhale, breathe. Please discuss 4. Hey, I got it. Ghetto Blaster. Did anybody actually have a Ghetto Blaster? I remember as a kid having one of those. The Ghetto Blaster. I got it. What do I win? Did I win anything, Haley? Did I win a new car? I'm thinking of the game shows. Nice. Ghetto Blaster. Bad News wasn't in my universe much. I didn't really like him or hate him. He was a heel. And I'm like, oh, look, I didn't really like him as much. I like a lot of his figures, though. I'm in a weird predicament where like you said, the Young Stallions. As a tag team, they're very forgettable for me. But they're new LGNs I don't have. Paul Roma and Jim Powers. And Paul Roma was in several tag teams. So I'm like, well, I'm going to pre-order them. They're LGN figures. I got to have them. But was I a Young Stallions fan? Nah, not really. God, love them or hate them? They're very forgettable. Were they heels? Were they faces? I don't really care. But collect majors making LGNs. Like if Latuna came out with Johnny Rods. You're like, well, he was an enhancement talent. Do I really care? I didn't really know him before this OVP podcast. But I'm going to buy it because it's Latuna and they make good figures. But am I really going to be super excited about him? I don't know. He doesn't have a lot of figures, so that might be kind of neat. Like your Bastion Booger, he has no LGNs. But he was like legitimate, talent. Or like this weekend. We need to talk maybe on Wednesday. We don't have time to talk. But why I wasn't here on Saturday. I actually watched wrestling live, which is kind of fun. I got to meet Rhino in person. And literally, it was like a 3-minute drive. It was like literally in the middle of a neighborhood just a few miles south of me. I'm like, I should go to this. And I got to meet Rhino and take a picture and get a signed autograph. And he wrestled the main event. And they had like a false finish and like a belt over his head. Because Rhino wasn't going to win. He's not going to come back to defend the title. But it was kind of fun to see him. An actual legitimate professional wrestler in my small town. I'm like, Rhino. And he was a nice dude. He was just sitting there chilling. I'm like, oh, yeah. And he did the fist pump a few times, took a picture. And it was really exciting. The local independent – I don't do a lot of independent shows, but you could tell they have a lot of dedicated fans that really get into it. And some of those wrestlers what was nice, it was all wrestling. There was no flippy gymnastics, breaking tables, AEW, let's bleed for blood's sake. But they had like a 3-way tag match, which was great. It was probably the best match of the tournament. And these are all local people in Illinois. They're not from far away, They had a bull rope match, and they didn't draw blood, which is interesting. I was wondering if they would, because it seems like all bull rope matches, you got to do something, right? Draw color.
Yeah.
But they didn't. But it's still a pretty good match. Rhino was there. We got to meet him. They unfortunately, I think they need more female wrestlers. They only had one women's match, but that was kind of fun, especially because the heel female lady, she really worked the crowd well. I was surprised. The crowd work was actually very excellent. But it's kind of fun. I might go back again. Problem is, all their shows here in town are all Saturdays at the time that you have your live stream. Once a month, they have a show. And this was the first time I wanted to go because Rhino was going to be there. I'm like, well, he's a professional wrestler. It's actually going to be in my town. I got to kind of go. And, I got a signed autograph and a selfie. So I might have to think about going in the future, see how they go.
I say go for it every time, man. That sounds like fun.
It was literally like 5 minutes away. Like, I didn't have to travel. I didn't have to park. It was literally like a community center, like a gymnasium. It was like a high school gym. But it was very good. And it was neat is that the business that supported them is a business I appreciate too. Like a small engine shop that fixes like lawnmowers and stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. So you kind of see the community gets behind it. And like I say, a lot of the people are local, at least they're from Illinois, if not from, my area. But the fans were really into it. So, this was my first go. But like the guy that sat next to me and his son were really into it. And they're like, yeah, he's been going for like 4 years. And I'm like, holy cow, where has this been? So you see, they definitely have a dedicated fans. I'm sure some of them were like me and they were coming out for the first time because Rhino was there. Sure, of course. But what was neat is I think I sat by the talent entrance and there's only 2 rows. So I sat in the second row, but I was literally on, and I guess he said this was the first time they actually had barriers. The regular barriers you might see at the wrestling event. And I had my arm on the barrier and I was taking photos as soon as they come out. I took video, I think, of when Rhino came out. It's kind of neat to see the ring and these people. I mean, because they can't be making any money doing this. So clearly they have to love the art and the sport and whatever you want to call wrestling. They clearly love it because these people have full-time jobs. You can't make your money making one of these small town wrestling events a month. Where no. I think my ticket was like $15-$20. And all the tickets were that price, first row, last row. So maybe 50 people were there, 75 people. They had concessions, but they're not making that much money. They do sell merch. I visited that. And like I said, Rhino, I paid for a few of his things. But they're not making a killing. It'd be like if I had my regular job and then I wrestled on the weekends. And some of them were really, there was a lot of great athletes. You saw some flippy stuff that you would see in the professionals. Like, what's the one where they do the handstand into the ropes and then they backflip out of that? There's a lot of that, which I was kind of surprised. But it's mostly pure wrestling. It wasn't a lot of, let's break a table, let's draw blood, let's start a table on fire and jump through it. There was a few of those collaborative. You could tell it was coming, where 3 or 4 people stand together on the outside so somebody could flip on them. But that was important because they didn't have any mats. It was like the old WCW, I think, at one point with what's his face, where he's like, oh, we want to show that we're tough wrestlers. We're not even going to have mats outside of the ring. So if they landed, they're landing on concrete. So they clearly had to have people catch them. Essentially is what they're doing. But what was neat is 1 or 2 of them was my way. So I'm like, oh, yeah. The problem is I was kind of such a mark that I'm like, oh, I need to, like some of the people that go to concerts and all they're doing is on their phone recording the whole thing. I had to be cognizant of like, I should enjoy this, but also take pictures strategically. Like, how do I balance, put away the phone and watch versus I need to take a picture because it's right in front of me. Maybe if I go again, I'll just probably enjoy it more than taking pictures. But yeah, it was a good time. But unfortunately, because of where I sat, I was right behind the speakers. So there's probably no chance for me to join your live stream. It was just way too loud. Yeah.
I was reading all of Bum's comments. They're funny.
Oh, damn. I would love that. So that was the best thing. Yesterday, I was at my sister's for Easter. They had a honey baked spiral ham. Spiral sliced ham is probably one of my favorite meats in the world. I probably ate half that ham yesterday, which was good because then I didn't eat any. I brought 3 pies. I was on dessert duty. I didn't eat any pie. I just ate ham. I was just ham. It was like the Monty Python spam commercial, but instead of spam, it was ham. It was like ham, Brussels sprouts, ham. I think we had mac and cheese. We had some carrot dish that was good. The baked bean dish was good. I don't know what you guys eat for Easter. And then more ham. But no pie. So I guess, I felt good about that. So you want to do another couple hours?
Nah. I just read through all the comments and I just didn't want to interrupt your story.
Yeah,
And
I'm a talker.
but now that we're done with that part, we made it to 9 o'clock. We made it past 2 hours, so I'm good for the day.
We did it.
And I'm ready to call it a night. Uh, Wednesday at 7, I guess, unless anything comes up. But for right now, I'm still having Wednesday as normal. I don't see anything blocking Wednesday stream. So
Talk more wrestling figures, maybe some baseball
yeah,
again.
we can talk about the BRGs because we really didn't hit on it today, not really. And if we
Your
want to
baseball
talk
talk
about
was
Gotham
good.
Gig stuff,
I loved your baseball talk and your movie TV show talk because I was kind of nervous because you were naming like 1998 Kevin Tapney and like exact years and stuff. Like, oh crap, you're putting me on the spot here. But then when you skipped Maddox and Sutcliffe, I'm like, oh good, I've got to in because I think Sutcliffe was before your time, but it was just about when I was a little shaver. I remember
Yeah.
the '84 playoffs, so I'm like, that's perfect. To if there's any Cub fans or baseball fans out there, it was a remarkable year. I just wish they could have. Leon Durham in the playoffs did the Bill Buckner moment at first, unfortunately, and they lost against the Padres. But then I think the Tigers wiped the floor with the Padres that year, if I remember correctly. I mean, after they lost the Padres, I'm like, baseball's dead to me. I don't care anymore. Right? F you, baseball. I don't care about you anymore. Oh, yeah, we got a couple more hours, Bum. You want to stick around? Tomorrow's Bum, right? Bum, you got a show tomorrow?
Yep. Bum Shadows tomorrow, 7 o'clock. For those guys that are on the stream, be sure to tune into his live show as well. I'll tell you, man, it's fun. Like, we do this live show, Monday, tune into Bum on Tuesday, come back on Wednesday. He does his on Thursday or Friday. And then you do ours on Saturday. Then he comes back on Sunday. So it's like, shoot, it's like,
yeah,
it feels like there's always a nice live stream to tune into. And,
it's a nice break because you can just kind of participate without being on TV, on air.
Mm-hmm.
Well, excuse me, little bullet coming back. Right, so we can take care of, and Bum's better than we are. Usually it's my fault at keeping it to like an hour or less. I try to draw him out though. I'm like, let me just chat some more and keep Bum going. Yeah, good. 7 p.m. Eastern for another Bum boxing. Do you want to tease us? Are you going to Bum box tomorrow? What are you doing, Bum? You want to give a ad for your show? We should start like a network. I know people said I should live stream, but I don't know what I would talk about. I know that sounds funny. I could talk about oxygen if you wanted to, but I think I covered extinction earlier, didn't I?
There you go.
We covered death and extinction. I mean, why wouldn't you want to watch our show? Such uplifting
content.
There's
a good 20, 30-minute YouTube video, first video for you.
I guess so.
Catchy topic. Let's see how it does.
I think, though, it is right because it's nice having another partner. The feedback's better. I mean, we both interact with chat, but like if it's just one person up here interacting with chat, it's probably missing something, isn't it? I'm not saying you need to have 7 people here, but at least 2. I'd like to try 3, but I don't know. Is there a free app that we can do 3? Did you see Ross earlier? It sounds like Ross is ready to go. I think you might have another co-host. We need to get Ross.
Yeah, I saw his message. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, I enjoy doing this as much as the next person, but I'd like to see Ross on live stream. Because honestly, I was a little nervous. I think I had to have 1 or 2 whiskeys before I sent something to you to even suggest being on the show. But I'm glad I did. It's fun anytime we do it, and it sounds like some people appreciate my wackiness. I'm very wacky. I'm different maybe than some people they notice. What can you imagine working with me? I'm not too dissimilar from my working from home meetings that I have during the day in an IT job I do. So you can imagine how well my act plays.
Right.
It's a bit much at times, but I enjoy it. I embrace my weirdness. Embrace your weirdness, people.
Sounds good. All right, folks. I am going to say good night for the final time. As always, thank you to the fans and the viewers and the commenters. You guys are always making these streams enjoyable. And of course, to Fladiel for the co-host for always making these streams extremely more enjoyable. I tell you, man, when I saw my Saturday stream compared to these streams, there's a difference. and you just said it yourself. There's something a lot different, but having someone to bounce ideas off of than just sit there and talk to yourself. I feel like so.
Not to Barry Horowitz me, but just having a second
Yeah.
person that enjoys whatever you're talking about, whether it be baseball, wrestling, whatever. I mean, we might have started with wrestling, but
Yeah.
your main topic, movies and TV shows. And I didn't have as much material, but you had a lot of great stuff. Bum in the chat had a lot of great stuff. Some really deep cuts out there. Just pop
Okay.
culture, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Whatever you want to call it. It's
And
good stuff.
hell, we could still talk more about that because there's always great shows. And there's a million of them. So like I missed a bunch. Like I only gave like probably a handful of top of shows that drive from movies. But I'm pretty sure if I think about some more, I could probably jot down some more ideas.
Tonight you're falling asleep. You're like, oh, why did I mention XYZ? No, Bum had some good ones. I don't want to single him out because I think a few other chat members had some good ones too. I'm just drawing a blank right now.
Yeah.
But that Alienation was a pretty good one. I think Beauty and the Beast was yours, wasn't it? That was a good one.
Yeah.
Man, there's some really good ones.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Bum, that'd be cool. You want to do a Thursday stream? Yeah. I feel bad because Thursday's the one night neither of you stream, I think, normally, right? So I'm kind of like, I'm like that one meme, like, what do I do on I have to watch like TV or something or go to bed? What do I do Thursday? There's nothing. Maybe we'll get Haley and some of the regulars. Ross would be cool. Lance. I think Lance on stream would be neat if he's willing, he or she's willing. No pressure. It's fine if you want to, but that'd be cool.
Absolutely. All right, guys. As always, thank you. And I'll see everybody on Wednesday. Oh, videos. If you guys see a hype button, if you could try and hype in my videos, see if that can get more viewers to tune in. That would be a huge help.
Is that a YouTube? Is there like a literally hype button? I'm old now.
Yeah, there's when I exit out of the video, there's a little button that you click on that says hype.
On YouTube? Is it a YouTube thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. On any of the videos.
Okay.
And,
I upload old things, but sometimes I need to be taught. I'm old now. I don't follow all the new stuff that all you kids are doing.
Yeah, and I noticed that only some videos. So I don't know. Maybe you gotta be monetized for something. I don't know. But
stupid rules.
Yeah, like I try to hype other people's videos, but like there's no hype button. But like I'll see a hype button on my videos, so I'm like, what's the difference? Maybe it's monetization. I don't know.
Can you only hype your own video? You have to look that up. Maybe
No, I can't hype my own videos.
Maybe I'll Google.
But I got another YouTube account, so I hype my videos off of that one.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, maybe I should do that just for giggles, because then I can watch everybody's videos twice. I do tend to try to like start a playlist like at work. Since I work from home most of the time, I'll have a playlist of like maybe Cornetto Romero or Power Town's been in the news again. Like I'll watch some of that stuff, but then I'll put like You or Bum on and just let it play. I don't know if that's helping. I figure it's not hurting you guys. But maybe if I had a second account, it would be more gooder. I'm an English major, so more gooder.
Yeah.
More gooder, I think. You English majors out there? Yeah, I haven't seen a hype button either, so I have to look for that. I'm going to look for the hype button in my grocer's freezer, if you've ever heard that term.
Yeah, I don't think you see it from a computer. I think you got to be on the cell phone, because I don't see it on a computer. But
why do they hate the PC owners of the world?
But you just keep kind of like scrolling through where the thumbs up and the the post or whatever. You just kind of keep pushing through, and it'll be there somewhere.
Or as Ross would say, Haley, smash the likes and subscribes. I think if Ross is still here, you guys smash them.
Yeah.
Not click them. You guys smash them. Hulk smash. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go now, guys, because I know my wife has been waiting on me because we got a new show to start or continue watching. We got to continue watching Derry.
Derry, welcome to Derry. Give us a review on Wednesday.
We're like halfway through the episode, and I want to get back to that and see what happens because I'm curious now.
And I'm gonna go eat dinner. I missed dinner, so I'm gonna do that.
All right, guys. Good night, everybody.